With sad news for Hall of Fame second baseman Ryne Sandberg, who was a fixture at the position for the Chicago Cubs for all but one of the 16 Major League seasons, has died at the age of 65. Sandberg publicly revealed on January 23rd of last year that he was diagnosed with metastatic prostate cancer and had begun treatment for that. That May, he announced that he was cancer-free before sharing on social media in December the cancer had returned and spread to other organs. A 10-time All-Star and 9-time Gold Glover, Sandberg blazed a trail in the 80s for a wave of power-hitting middle infielders who would come along later. At the time he retired as a player for the second time, Sandberg held the Major League record for career home runs by a second baseman with 282, and his 7 Silver Slugger awards are the most ever at second base. He finished his career with 2,386 hits, a 282 batting average, and 344 stolen bases. Staying in Major League Baseball, ahead of a 3-game series against the Chicago White Sox, 2-time National League MVP Bryce Harper did not dispute a July 28th report by ESPN's Jeff Passan that he cussed out MLB Commissioner Rob Manfred in a recent encounter in the Phillies clubhouse. The Phillies All-Star first baseman didn't go further into the encounter when meeting with reporters on Monday at Wright Field in Chicago. Everybody saw the words and everything that happened, but I don't want to say anything more than that, Harper said. I want to focus on my teammates and our union as a whole and just worry about winning baseball. According to Passan's report, Harper stood, quote, nose-to-nose with Manfred, telling him to get the expletive out of the clubhouse if the commissioner wanted to talk about the potential addition of a salary cap. Manfred was conducting one of his annual meetings with each MLB team, which resulted in tension with one of the league's biggest stars. However, Passan did say that Manfred never even mentioned the salary cap in that conversation. A Texas man facing felony stalking charges for sending sexually explicit and threatening messages through social media to WNBA star Caitlin Clark pled guilty yesterday to 2.5 years in prison. Michael Lewis was arrested last January following an investigation that determined he traveled to Indianapolis with the intent to be in close proximity to Clark, who plays for the WNBA's Indiana Fever. After being questioned by police about traveling from Texas to Indiana, Lewis continued to send messages to Clark. He's 55. He received the maximum sentence for the felony charge. He also has a no-contact order with Clark for the duration of the sentence and has to agree to stay away from the Gainbridge Fieldhouse and all Indiana Fever events. And staying in baseball, back to baseball, I should say, Dusty Baker, the future Hall of Fame manager who retired 2 years ago, is returning back to the dugout to manage Nicaragua in the 2026 World Baseball Classic. Baker, who was approached about managing the U.S. team in 2023, said he didn't want to leave the Houston Astros after winning the 2022 World Series. Now that he's retired as a manager, working as a special advisor for the Giants, he feels the time is right to return back to managing in the World Baseball Classic. Again, he'll take over Nicaragua for the 2026 WBC. Those are the headlines on this Tuesday morning. I'm Joe Mathis for the Hometown Radio Network.
Roll out those lazy, hazy, crazy days of summer.
Big Deal Store is rolling out the summer savings for you. You can purchase a $50 gift certificate from B&O Jewelers for just $29, or get this, 4 $50 gift certificates, a $200 value for just $100. That means you only pay half price. Stay in style with a visit to Anderson's Lifestyle Boutique in Danville. Get a $50 gift certificate for only $35. $10 gift certificates to the Bread of Life in Liberty are just $7. Give that sweet tooth what it wants at Sweets by Cindy in Junction City. $10 gift certificates are half price is $5. Applebee's Grill and Bar in Danville. Get a $10 gift certificate for just $7.50. $22 Pioneer Playhouse gift certificates are back. You get an entertaining $5 savings at just $17. Come clean with a visit to Thoroughbred Auto Wash in Danville. $20 car washes are just half price at $10. Check out these and many more great savings at our Big Deals online store at hometownlive.net. hometownlive.net.
Almost every small Kentucky town has a go-to restaurant. In Central Kentucky, it's the Bread of Life Cafe in Liberty. If you like a good buffet, you'll love the huge down-home cooking featuring 3 fully stocked buffet tables, or you can order off their extensive menu. You'll find something delicious for every person in the family at the Bread of Life Cafe. Visit the gift and sweet shop at the Bread of Life Cafe, 5 miles south of Liberty on Highway 127. Open till 8, Monday through Thursday, 9 Friday and Saturday. Feed your tummy and your soul with a stop at the Bread of Life Cafe and Buffet, 5 miles south of Liberty.
This Joe Show Weather Report is brought to you by...
Okay, Rayleigh Jophus, brought to you by Danville Auto Body Shop. Top of the line collision and auto body repair. Head to the mechanics at 315 Dillahay, a Danville Auto Body Shop. A free estimate, and they work their insurance company, fixing water leaks, window motor repairs, hail damage, and paintless dent repair at Danville Auto Body Shop. Sunshine, a high today of 93, heat index at 103, a low tonight 73. Tomorrow, sunny and hot, 95 is the high, 102 is the heat index for tomorrow. And then rain showers on Thursday. That's where things really change. I mean, drastically change. The heat index numbers really drop. The rain cools us down. The cold front moves in. Friday, partly sunny. 83 is the high. Saturday, mostly sunny, and 82 is your high. It's 6:25 in the morning. 72 degrees. Tuesday, the 29th day of July. Celebrity birthdays on this Tuesday, July the 29th. Here's the famous people having famous birthdays on this famous day. Happy 56th birthday today to actor Timothy O'Mudson, who turns 56, was in Xena, Warrior Princess, Psych, Judging Amy, and Gallivant. Here's a clip from Psych. Timothy O'Mudson is 56 years old today.
You know how this works. You want in, you make your case to your father, who's done nothing but say no to you ever since he was made head of the consultants. Thank God.
Timothy Amundsen, 56 years old. Tim Gunn turns 72 years old today, known for his work on Project Runway and his catchphrase, "Make it work."
Make it work.
There it is, Tim Gunn, 72 years old today. Late legendary newsman Peter Jennings would have been 87 years old today. He was the sole anchor of ABC's World News Tonight from 1983 until his death of lung cancer complications in 2005. He was a high school dropout who transformed himself into one of America's television's most prominent journalists. Peter Jennings would have been 87 years old today. Former presidential candidate Elizabeth Dole is 89, the wife of Senator Bob Dole, and Red Cross president from 1991 to 1999. She was also the 20th U.S. Secretary of Labor for a 2-year period, 1989 to 1990. Elizabeth Dole turns 89 years old today. And documentary filmmaker Ken Burns, 72. All the great films he did, documentaries, I should say, the Civil War, baseball, the national parks, the Roosevelts, the Vietnam War, and country music are all Ken Burns' works. Celebrity birthdays on this July the 29th. There you go, folks. That's how it looks.
In country music.
All right then, Mr. Voice. It was on this day, country music history. Looking back at the year 1965, Buck Owens went #1 on the U.S. country charts with his song Before You Go. It was on this day, 1966, in Sharon, Kansas, where Martina McBride, country music singer and songwriter, scored the 1996 U.S. #1 hit Wild Angels. She was born on this date 59 years ago. And it was on this date, 1968, Johnny Cash went #1 on the country charts with his song Folsom Prison Blues. That's what's gone on this date, July 29th, country music history. Starting off on this day, country music history, 1965, where Edgar Alvin Owens went #1 with this one.
Oh, you say that you're going away and leave me, and you say you ain't never coming back.
Buck Owens went #1 with the song Before You Go. The single was Owens' 7th release to go #1, and it spent 6 weeks at #1, a total of 20 weeks on the charts.
But darling, before you go, be sure you know how much I love you, and that I'm sorry for the quarrel that we had.
It was on this date, country music history, in the year 1968, where Martina McBride, 1966. Got to age you by 2 more years, Martina. She was born on this date, 1966.
She loved him like he was.
She's been called the Celine Dion of country music for her big vocal ballads and soprano range. Martina McBride turns 59 years old today. This is one of her #1 hits called Broken Wing. Happy 59th today to Martina McBride.
Give a little and take it back. her cry.
There you go. That's what's gone on this date, July 29th in country music history. It's 6:30 in the morning in KNN News. Coming your way next.
Know how to fly.
This is the Kentucky News Network.
No damage reported after a small earthquake rattles Union County. The Kentucky Geological Survey says the 2.6 magnitude earthquake happened Friday just outside Uniontown. The quake was located about 15 miles underground, and both was so deep and weak enough, most people didn't feel it. A man facing charges for allegedly holding an elderly man against his will in Lincoln County. Police say early Monday morning, 33-year-old Ty Dorham allegedly ran from police and entered a Shea Villa Court home in Stanford. Police then entered the home to find Dorham holding an 81-year-old resident against his will. Dorham was taken into custody on charges of burglary, criminal abuse, resisting arrest, and unlawful imprisonment. Meantime, Representative Thomas Massey says fellow Republicans spending nearly $2 million on running ads to attack him. Here's John Shannon.
The Northern Kentucky congressman made the claim during an appearance on the ABC News This Week program on Sunday. Massey went on to say that other GOP officials are angry over some legislation that he has introduced, including a bipartisan measure he's backing, with Democrat Representative Ro Kahana calling for the release of all files related to the Jeffrey Epstein case. Last month, President Trump said he planned to campaign against Massey's reelection after the congressman criticized the airstrikes on Iranian nuclear facilities. I'm John Shannon.
Meantime, Congressman Massey had this to say about releasing files on the Jeffrey Epstein investigation.
It has the force of law. It's not a subpoena. It's not a pretty please. Would you release the files? It's the force of law.
Massey says he believes the Epstein issue will hurt Republicans in the midterms. A former UK basketball player arrested in Ramel Bradley. He's accused of trespassing at an apartment complex on Red Mile Road and fighting with a security guard. I'm Lee Mowen.
This is the Kentucky News Network.
So you want to be a recycling hero in Danville with curbside pickup, or impress the fine folks at Boyle County Recycling Center? Pay attention, because it's a little more than just breathing air and tossing your stuff in the bin. Only plastics marked with numbers 1 and 2 make the cut. Got it? Great. And don't just toss in goo-covered spaghetti jars or soda cans. Rinse those bad boys. Gotta be squeaky clean, shiny happy, bone dry. Bonus tip, this also applies to your metal cans, whether they're steel, tin, or aluminum. Seriously, don't mix in that oil-stained tin foil hat. Got a hoarding problem with cardboard, catalogs, and magazines that rival a library? Set them free to reincarnate. Cereal boxes, office paper, they're all up for this new spiritual paper journey. And listen up, confetti enthusiasts, bag that shredded paper. Sorry, folks. Glass is not welcome to the recyclables party, but hey, give yourself a high five for recycling right.
Boyle County's our home, so let's keep it clean.
This is a Hometown Radio Network information update. Mark your calendars for the annual Soul of 2nd Street in Danville. It'll happen on Friday and Saturday, August the 8th and 9th, starting that Friday evening with a dinner, recognition, live music, and more at the showroom on Lebanon Road. Then Saturday, the parade is at 2 on Main Street, followed by more music, vendors, family tent, and more at Constitution Square Park. This year's Soul of 2nd Street Festival will specifically focus on honoring the legacy of Bates School. For more information, visit Soul of 2nd Street Festival on Facebook. The 106th Annual Danville Boyle County Chamber of Commerce Awards Gala is coming up in September, and the event will be in memory of former director Jeff Jewell, who died earlier this year. Tickets for that event, which will be a Western soiree, are available now, and they're looking for chamber members to send photos or memories of Jeff Jewell to them for a slideshow. For more information, contact the Danville Boyle County Chamber of Commerce. Boyle County Schools families are asked to complete their household income form for this school year. Only one form per household is needed and could help you qualify for school fee assistance, family resource and youth service center support, and future EBT benefits. You can find the link to that online at the Boyle County Schools Facebook page. A Louisville man is behind bars after he broke into a home in Stanford and held an elderly man against his will. WKYT is reporting that 33-year-old Tay Dorham was arrested after he ran from Lincoln deputies yesterday morning. Deputies say that Dorham matched the description of a man who had entered a nearby home on Shea Villa Court. When officers got there, they said they heard him yelling inside, and after knocking on the door, they heard one voice say, "Come on in," while another voice told them to get out of the way. Because of that, they forced their way in, and when they did, they saw an 81-year-old man walking slowly down the hallway with his hands up. Dorham was then found trying to escape through a front window. The victim told police that when he answered the door, Dorham forced his way in and tried to offer him money to stay quiet. He's facing multiple charges. The Cartersville Paint Lick Fire Department has reached full staffing. We told you about this story last week, how a rash of resignations, including the longtime fire chief, left that fire department understaffed. Fire Chief Dean Vinsel and 12 volunteer firefighters all resigned, leaving the department with just 6 active members and well short of state regulations. Vinsel said that mounting internal challenges and a shifting dynamic between the fire board and local government officials led to his decision. Despite being understaffed, the state did agree to allow time for the Cartersville Paint Lick Fire Department to fill those vacancies. And now they have. The Garrett Central Record reports that the fire department now has 13 members and 1 fire chief, making it qualify for operational status. I'm Joe Mathis.
David is a real Prevagen user, and this is his story.
Nice to meet you. My name is David. I've been a pharmacist for 44 years, and I'm from Flowery Branch, Georgia. When I first started taking Prevagen, I noticed stuff just seemed to come together and fit like a jigsaw puzzle. When I have customers come in, I recommend Prevagen. Number one, because it's safe and effective, does not require a prescription, and I've been taking it quite a while myself, and I know it works. I wouldn't recommend something like Prevagen if I didn't think it was worth it because it works so good for me. And I love it when the customers come back in and tell me, "David, that really works so good." Makes my day.
Prevagen, at stores everywhere without a prescription. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Testimonialist was compensated for their time.
Hey, it's me again. That's right, I'm Jerry Farmer, and I'm still cutting up. Still Cutting Up is a place to go when you need a fresh cut or a mini afro. Perms, colors, nails, too. Braids, highlights, and even updo. I know you done heard of us, so get with it. I know you need your hair did. Here's our visit. 238-7899. Bob your head while I rhyme. 24/7, we won't be beat. 365 on South 4th Street. See ya. See ya.
This Joe Show weather report is brought to you by...
Okay, Rayleigh Jofas, it's brought to you by our friends hanging out over at Danville Auto Body Shop and the Little Sign Shop. Our new owners and operators, all types of quality signs at affordable prices, many within 24 hours. They're in Danville, where 2nd and 4th Streets meet. Come on, call them, 859-238-7391. Sunshine 93 and 103 is the heat index for today. Tomorrow, sunny and hot, 95 and 102 is the heat index. Thursday, sunny and rain shower chances in the afternoon. Thursday, that's where things take a drastic turn. And we get cooler temperatures in here, at least much cooler than what we've had over the last week. By Friday, 83 is the high. I'm excited about that. I'm going to Cincinnati to watch the Reds and Braves on Friday afternoon. That's a 12:40 game Friday because they've got it. You don't usually see Friday afternoon games. That's odd. They're almost always Friday night. But they got to get to Bristol the next day because they're playing at Bristol Motor Speedway on Saturday. Remember, the NASCAR game is this Saturday. So the Braves and Reds will play Friday afternoon, so they have time to pack up and go to Bristol on Saturday. So 12:40 on Friday afternoon, businessman special. Should be great weather for that one. I am not at all counting on the Braves to win. Please don't. I think the Reds will probably win. The Braves are awful. But anytime you get to go watch the Braves or baseball in general, I'm all for it. Saturday for that Bristol game, but here in the area, mostly sunny. 82 is the high. What great weather it's going to be this weekend. I'm excited for it. Got Rayleigh and Jack's birthday parties this upcoming weekend, so it's going to be a lot of fun. Right now, 73 degrees. Tuesday, the 29th day of the month of July. What's going on with Larry Vaught and Vaught's Views today?
Vaught's Views on University of Kentucky Sports is on the air. Featuring 7-time Kentucky Sports Writer of the Year, Larry Vaught.
One thing I've always loved about covering University of Kentucky sports for over 50 years is having a chance to talk with athletes who have committed to play at UK in various sports. Recently, I got to chat with Michigan four-star tight end Lincoln Watkins, who committed to UK even though he had over 30 other scholarship offers. He didn't worry that Kentucky went 4-8 last year, and also didn't worry that Kentucky is not known for an offense that throws the football to tight ends a lot because he values winning over individual numbers. What makes this story even a bit more intriguing is that former UK tight ends coach Vince Mara had not recruited Watkins. Instead, new tight ends coach Derek Shea called Watkins a day after he got the job. Shea convinced Watkins and his parents to visit Lexington, and once they did, Watkins knew he wanted to play for Stoops and the Cats and not Nebraska or Florida.
Lots Views will return in a moment.
At Channel, we always show up for our farmers. Is that tar spot or rust?
Incoming!
Definitely rust.
Rick, how did you? Dropping in to check on your crop, Bill. Let's call your agronomist before that rust can hurt your yield.
That sounds great, but when did you learn to skydive?
Self-taught, Bill. Kind of a prodigy.
From personalized insights to year-round support, Channel Seed pros always show up. Visit channel.com to learn more. Channel, all in, all season. Read and follow pesticide label directions, grain marketing, and other stewardship practices.
Lincoln Watkins went all in on UK once he committed. He talked to receiver Denarius Gray before he flipped his commitment from Auburn to Kentucky. He worked on defensive linemen Tyreek Jemison of Georgia and Ben Duncan of Texas. Same for Cincinnati quarterback Matt Ponatowski. Watkins' mother even called Ponatowski's mother to chat before the quarterback picked UK. Watkins not only wants to play for Mark Stoops, but also wants to do all he can to bring in other big-time players, and so far, he's doing that.
Find more from Larry at yoursportsedge.com.
Yep, Larry Von Fox Views Mondays through Fridays right here on The Joe Show. And this time at 6:41 in the morning on this Tuesday, 72 degrees as you all are waking up and getting this Tuesday morning started off. Hey, a toddler in India is making news after biting a venomous cobra so hard the toddler killed the snake. That's unbelievable. This toddler bit a cobra so hard it killed the cobra. I guess he's technically a hero. He protected the family. He did what he had to do. He killed the cobra. I don't know if he knew what he was doing, but he bit it so hard he killed the cobra.
Ready for a new game that's fun for the whole family?
Yeah!
Then get ready for Bite the Head Off the Cobra, the game where you try to bite the head off a live cobra. Dad takes a turn.
I can't do it. Oh, man, this thing is tough like shoe leather. Oh, he bit me in the face.
Mom takes a turn.
Keep that thing away from me.
Uh-oh, you're out, Mom.
Junior takes a turn.
I did it. I bit the head off the cobra. I win. Let's play again.
No!
It's Bite the Head Off the Cobra. In stores now.
I remember being down in Georgia a couple years ago, visiting family, and my grandma lives down there, and we were talking about, we call her Grams, and we were talking about Gramsisms. So things that Grams, our grandma, has said over the years that are funny, Gramsisms. And one of them was she was talking about someone and said, they're so mean they could bite the head of a rattlesnake. That's how mean they are. Well, this toddler's so mean, could bite the head off a cobra. Happened in India here recently. Let's see what's going on in this morning's World of Good. Are you tired of the gloom and doom that saturates your daily news? Well, of course you are, and I'm right there with you. These stories remind us of the silver lining in the cloud over all of our heads. It's my way of sharing the good news with you, and hopefully you'll go do the same for somebody else. Here's Floyd Kramer, folks. Little good news action for you on this Tuesday morning, and here we go. Story number one coming from Chicago, where after 15-year-old Vianney Maldonado was diagnosed with leukemia, her family had to cancel her 16th birthday party coming up to cover medical costs. When a community organizer shared her story, local residents and businesses rallied to donate everything needed for the celebration. The outpouring of support made Vianney's birthday dream come true, and her cancer journey has inspired her to pursue a future as an oncology nurse. Story number two coming from New York City, where a small kitten unexpectedly boarded a New York City subway train last Thursday, delighting and concerning passengers during their morning commute. Bethesda Mercado rescued that kitten, later adopting her with her boyfriend and naming her Emmy, short for MTA. The heartwarming moment was captured in a now viral video shared on social media. Story number 3 coming from North America and beyond, where the volunteer-led initiative PopScope, it's called PopScope, is bringing telescopes to public sidewalks in cities around the world, allowing people to view celestial objects. Since its founding in 2014, it's hosted 500 events and reached over 26,000 people across North America and beyond. Supported by donations and operating in multiple cities, the project aims to make astronomy more accessible and spark curiosity in underrepresented communities. Pretty cool. The good news, telescopes pop up on sidewalks in cities worldwide to let passersby see starry skies. A kitten walks into a New York City subway car and finds his forever home. And a Chicago community pitches in for a 16th birthday for a girl diagnosed with cancer. That's what's going on in this morning's World of Absolute Good, folks. All right, coming up, still on us at Sunrise. The best shows from last night's late night shows, the dad joke of the day, Rick D's in the Country Comic Spotlight. We'll also have PRN's Garage Pass around the corner as well. Floyd Kramer, take us home, buddy. It's all yours.
Lee's Famous Recipe's been serving the best chicken in Danville since 1972. Lee's is proud to serve up Monday-saving $6 meals that include 2 strips or 2 pieces of dark meat, livers or gizzards, your choice of a side, plus a home-style buttermilk biscuit and drink, all of it just $6. Don't feel like cooking? Feed the family with an 8, 12, 16, or 20-piece meal that comes with large shareable sides and home-style buttermilk biscuits. For your next get-together, call Lee's, the expert caterers, at 859-236-8777. Visit Lee's Famous Recipe, the chicken specialist in Danville on South 4th.
Hello, Central Kentucky. I'm Steve.
Sorry, Big Daddy, you're not playing right now.
Did you know that WHIR AM 1230 is the talk of the town? We're not spreading gossip. We're just letting you know where the best talk radio is found all day, every day. Mornings begin with Danville's own Joe Mathis and The Joe Show.
Hey, this is Joe Mathis.
Wake up to what you missed. News, weather, sports, and local guests. Followed by Kentucky Sports Radio with Matt Jones.
Welcome, everyone. Kentucky Sports Radio. I'm Matt Jones.
Then, the man who has an opinion about everything, Tomas Mauricio.
I'm Tomas Mauricio. I invite you to tune in.
Starting at noon with Advocates for America. Then at 3, it's the best-known name in news, Sean Hannity.
Join me, Sean Hannity, on WHIR.
Then, Joe Pag starts off weekday evenings at 6 with his take on the day's news, mixed with his fun parody songs about the news.
Hey, it's Joe Pag on WHIR.
Afterwards, at 10, it's the unique world of John B. Wells on WHIR with his Caravan to Midnight show.
This is John B. Wells, WHIR, AM 1230 and FM 103.9.
These guys have a lot to say, and they'll be glad to have you join them every weekday on your home for news, talk, sports. AM 1230, WHIR, the talk of the town.
At the Brickyard.
Bubba did a really good job.
You always just gotta stay up, stay hungry.
I'll take the $1 million.
I'm Mark Darrow, and this is PRN's Garage Pass.
At Napa, we are the pros that know electrical systems are complex. That's why we deliver solutions that keep it simple. From starters and alternators to premium batteries and the testers to diagnose them, Napa provides the high-quality products your customers can count on. Whether you're a local shop or managing a national fleet, Napa has the new or remanufactured electrical parts to keep your business powered up and running strong. Find your parts right now at Napa.
At the Brickyard, Bubba Wallace drove the race of his life, holding off Kyle Larson on 2 restarts in double overtime to grab his 3rd career Cup Series victory, ending a 100-race losing drought that goes back to Kansas 2022.
Throughout the last 3 years of the ups and downs, the fights, the arguments you have back at the shop, it's never easy. It's never easy for Larson who wins, or for Denny who wins. It's never easy. And so you just have to trust the process and trust the journey that you're on. And however it may come out, you always just got to stay up, stay hungry, stay humble.
Meanwhile, after coming home the runner-up, Larson was one of the first to congratulate Wallace.
Bubba did a really good job, and his team did a great job executing their strategy to get that track position. So we'll take our second. Wish we would have been one spot better, but I'm proud of it.
When you go up and congratulate somebody, it's just game recognizing game.
Wallace had been on the bubble to make the playoff on points, but with the win, he's in. Now it's Chris Buescher's turn to sit on the bubble, 34 ahead of Ryan Preece. The glass slipper finally fell off Ty Dillon's foot, and Ty Gibbs wound up being the winner of the first ever in-season tournament, getting a big ring and a 7-figure check.
Just had to be smart and make it to the end. We fortunately didn't have a great day, but I'll take the $1 million.
When it comes to maintaining your engine to run at peak performance, trust Z-Max Micro Lubricant. Z-Max soaks into metal, so it's easy to add to your oil or gas to disperse carbon buildup in your engine, fuel system, and transmission. Protect your vehicle's engine to the max with Z-Max. Check us out at zmax.com or visit us on Facebook and Twitter to find out more about our full line of products. Remember the name Z-Max for your car, big rig, small engines, firearms, and more. That's Z-Max Micro Lubricant.
You know, it's tight at the top of the regular season standings. Chase Elliott continues to lead. The gap over William Byron, though, only 4 points. He's 15 up on Kyle Larson. And now just 20 back is Denny Hamlin.
You know, if I wouldn't have missed Mexico, I'd be leading it, but I wouldn't trade a thing. I mean, we're right there. We're right there on the cusp of contending for this deal, and hopefully a few weeks we'll lock it up.
PRN's Garage Pass. Not narrow-minded, Garrow-minded.
Get off on the right foot at Danville Bike and Footwear, where you'll find walking, running, and trail shoes from Brooks, Saucony, and Asics, along with a wide selection of insoles for maximum comfort. Danville Bike and Footwear features Garmin watches with advanced wellness features that track all the ways you move, from running, cycling, swimming, to Pilates, high-intensity workouts, and more. Make your way into Danville Bike and Footwear, 417 West Main Street in beautiful downtown Danville, a place where adventure and comfort ride together.
This Joe Show Weather Report is brought to you by...
All right there, Rayleigh Jofus. It's brought to you by our friends over at The Big Deals Online Store, hometownlive.net. Shop and save on gift certificates to local businesses at big-time discounts, up to 50% every single day. The Big Deals Online Store, hometownlive.net. All right, sunshine today, high of 93. Heat index numbers at 103. Tomorrow, sunny and hot, 95 and 102 heat index. Rain showers Thursday sets us up for just a great Friday. Partly sunny and 83 is the high, and a great weekend overall. Right now it's 6:53 in the morning. It's 73 degrees, 100% hilarious. So bad they're good. Warning, these may make you cringe. It's time for everyone's sixth favorite segment right here on the Joe Show every morning. It is the Dad Joke of the Day. Here it is.
Dad Joke of the Day.
Dad Joke of the Day. You know, I grew up watching wrestling when I was a kid, and you know, my experience with Hulk Hogan was when he was really more of a bad guy, Hollywood Hogan, but certainly understand the impact he had, Hulk Hogan. And when I found out Hulk Hogan died, I texted Rebecca and said, hey, I just want to let you know Hulk Hogan died. She texted me back. She said, WTF? I responded, no, he was WWF. Come on, Rebecca. The Dad Joke of the Day, Mondays through Fridays, right here on the Joe Show. WHIR, Danville News Talk Sports.
Welcome to the planet of the apps. Okay, now it's obvious we're not drinking enough water. That's why you have Drink Water Reminder. And to get started, you select a gender, a weight. We're talking about yours, of course. And just put something in. It'll create it for you. And based on your weight and all that information and your body graphics, it starts to develop what you need and when you need it. You can choose the amount of water each time, and as a water tracker, if you're busy, you look and it gives you a reminder saying, you haven't had very much water today. You're going to get some cramps. You're not going to thank yourself. That's why you have Drink Water Reminder. And the benefits of drinking water: weight loss, healthy skin, reduced fatigue, diseases, on and on and on. So download it. I think you're going to use it. We do. Drink Water Reminder in the App Store, free. Right here with Rick Dees and this molten magma every day. We call it the Planet of the Apps.
Yes, we do. Ricky Dees, the Planet of the Apps, Mondays through Fridays, right here on the Joe Show at this time. Leads us into this morning's Country Comic Spotlight, where in the spotlight this morning we have got a man named Anthony Griffith. Anthony Griffith in the spotlight. And Anthony talking about how he's got some medical issues he's going through and talks about how those were diagnosed. Anthony Griffith, Country Comic Spotlight. Here he is.
Tell you a few things about myself. I have a few medical conditions. I suffer from paranoia because I always think people are watching me. And I was diagnosed a couple of years ago with, well, let me back up. Several years ago, I was dancing with my wife, and she said, "Are you okay? Because you're dancing funny." And I said, "Funny in what way?" She said, "Well, you're dancing like a white guy." And I got so scared. So I rushed to the ER, and I said, the doctor said, my wife said, "I'm dancing like you." And he put in a CD, and he said, "Do the hokey pokey." And I did it, but I liked it. And he said, "Yeah, something's going on." No healthy brother likes doing that.
Anthony Griffith in the Country Comic Spotlight. Rick Dees in this morning's Planet of the Apps and the dad joke that I actually cut Anthony Griffith off early. I forgot he had one more joke in there I was going to play. So let's let him finish.
And so they gave me some tests and x-rays, and they said, "Hey, we're going to give you some x-rays, but it's not harmful at all. It's very little radiation." And then they gave me a sheet of lead to put over my body. And then they ran out the room.
Anthony Griffith in the Country Comic Spotlight. There you go. Rick Dees and the Planet of the Apps and the dad joke of the day. Best jokes from last night's late night show. Starting off with Jimmy Fallon joking about Russia beginning flights into North Korea.
Well, switching gears, I saw that Russia just started direct flights between Moscow and North Korea. It's one of those rare trips where the fun part really is the journey and not the destination.
Jimmy also joking about President Trump saying he never had the privilege to go to Epstein Island.
Well, guys, President Trump has spent the last few days in Scotland, and today when reporters there asked him about his relationship with Jeffrey Epstein, he had an interesting way of defending himself. Watch this.
I never went to the island. I never had the privilege of going to his island.
Trump's staff was like, a simple no would have been fine.
Seth Meyers joking about President Trump touring the Federal Reserve.
President Trump toured the Federal Reserve last week, making him the first president in over 20 years to visit the banking system's headquarters. Yeah, it's the headquarters of our banking system. I'm surprised he wasn't inaugurated there.
And Seth Meyers joking about the Justice Department offering limited immunity to Ghislaine Maxwell.
The Justice Department has reportedly granted limited immunity to Jeffrey Epstein associate Ghislaine Maxwell in exchange for information on 100 people linked to Epstein, as well as full immunity if she gives them zero information on one person.
Sylvanus at Sunrise, Seth Meyers, Jimmy Fallon, Rick Dees, Anthony Griffith, as well as the dad joke of the day, Mondays through Fridays, right here on the Joe Show, 30 seconds away from top hour news here on WHIR Danville News Talk Sports.
Serving Boyle County seniors a gathering place.
Our Meals on Wheels program is designed for seniors 60 and up in Boyle County who struggle with food insecurity. If you think you may be eligible, call us at 859-236-2070, thegatheringplace.org, or follow us on Instagram and Facebook for more info.
Serving Boyle County seniors a gathering place.
This is the talk of the town, AM 1230, and now on FM 103.9, WHIR Danville, powered by Kentucky WiMAX.
It's 7 o'clock.
NBC News Radio, I'm Michael Kastner. A mass shooting played out inside a Midtown Manhattan high-rise on Monday, leaving 5 dead, including the shooter and an NYPD officer. The New York City Police Commissioner says the officer was a hero.
He was doing the job that we asked him to do. He put himself in harm's way. He made the ultimate sacrifice, shot in cold blood.
Jessica Tisch said Didarul Islam and 4 other people were killed Monday night when a man armed with an M4 rifle opened fire in a Midtown Manhattan high-rise office building. The officer was a 36-year-old father of 2 and expecting a 3rd child. The gunman, 27-year-old Shane Tamura, reportedly drove in from Las Vegas carrying an assault rifle. Another victim remains in critical but stable condition. 2 major Israeli human rights groups are accusing Israel of committing genocide in Gaza. They're citing mass deaths, destruction, displacement, and blockade. The Israeli government denies the claims. Meanwhile, former President Obama says Gazans are dying of starvation and is calling for immediate humanitarian access. President Trump said this on Monday.
Some of those kids that's real starvation stuff. I see it. And you can't fake that.
Jeffrey Epstein co-conspirator Ghislaine Maxwell is asking the Supreme Court to overturn her sex trafficking conviction. In a new brief filed Monday, Maxwell's lawyers argue an agreement made by Epstein and the U.S. government shields her from prosecution. Maxwell is currently serving a 20-year sentence in federal prison. And football legend Deion Sanders announced that he's now cancer-free after undergoing surgery for high-risk bladder cancer. Doctors found the tumor during a routine checkup, and Sanders had his bladder removed and reconstructed in one procedure. Michael Kastner, NBC News Radio.
Life is wonderful, and sometimes it's not. Cherish the good, but always be prepared for life's challenges. At Private Healthcare, we provide the peace of mind you deserve. With private healthcare, you'll get the coverage you want and healthcare you need. If your employer doesn't supply healthcare coverage and you don't qualify for Medicare or Medicaid, you need to give us a call right now. Private healthcare is private health insurance for ages 65 and under with medical, dental, vision, and even prescription coverage. When life comes at you unexpectedly, you need to be ready, and health insurance is your financial safety net. If you're looking for health coverage at the best price and your annual household income is $35,000 or more, give us a call at 800-961-1527. That's 800-961-1527. 800-961-1527.
Several new studies being presented at the Alzheimer's International Conference in Toronto this week deal with reducing the risk of developing the brain disorder. Tammy Trujillo with details.
One study conducted over 10 years shows that people in their 70s who walk daily can reduce the risk of cognitive decline. Another major study demonstrates the importance of healthy activities, including good nutrition, playing computer brain games, and socializing in addition to exercise. That research was done across the U.S. in 5 locations and is the biggest randomized trial to look at how healthy behaviors can protect your brain. I'm Tammy Trujillo.
McLaren has broken ground on its first U.S. processing plant in Baltimore's Trade Point Atlantic. The new facility will handle inspection, customization, and distribution for McLaren's more than 24 locations across the country. The vehicle processing center is set to open next year. There's a big new trend in weddings that's all about the word small. Bree Tennis with details.
According to the Knot.com, the average cost of a wedding for 100 guests is now $33,000, with nearly 34% of couples paying for some of the wedding, about 17% paying for all of it. With that, the wedding report says 18% of all weddings are now going micro. That's a guest list of 50 or less. And that reduction is reflected in the cost, with the average micro nuptials running less than $10,000.
This ain't Texas. Ain't no hold'em.
Beyonce is breaking big records thanks to her Cowboy Carter tour. The singer's tour, which wrapped up over the weekend, has become the highest grossing country tour of all time. According to Billboard Box Score, the 32 shows on the trek grossed $407.6 million and 1.6 million tickets sold. The tour consisted of 32 shows in just 9 markets. Michael Kastner, NBC News Radio.
If you run a business, this year has certainly been a challenge. Hi, this is Don, your small business marketing expert. If you'd like to grow your business, you should consider radio. With radio, you can target your business to thousands of customers each week. That's right, radio can help you reach new customers and generate more business even on your slowest days. Are you looking to build store traffic? Are you trying to reach new customers? Do you want to reconnect with past customers? Radio can help you drive new traffic to your business 7 days a week. And did you know radio reaches shoppers within 30 minutes of their major purchase of the day? Radio can help you get more customers and increase sales. You say you don't have a big budget? No problem. Radio is affordable. In fact, compared to other media, radio gives you more bang for your buck. So how do you get started? It's easy. Just give us a call today and start growing your business with radio.
Promote your business to thousands of potential customers every week. To learn more, go online to advertisecentralkentucky.com. That's advertisecentralkentucky.com.
Good morning to you. It's Tuesday, the 29th day of July, and a great day for us where we get sunshine. 93 is the high. Great day, but a hot day. Forecast is coming your way. News brought to you by Stuart Powell Ford Mazda.
Hi, this is Fred Sizemore with Stuart Powell Ford Mazda here on the Bypass in Danville, where we make buying a vehicle easy. No fast talk, no high-pressure sales, no gimmicks or silly commercials. Just honest deals and a team that takes pride in doing business the right way. For over 75 years, we've built trust by treating our customers like family, offering fair prices and making sure you drive away with confidence. Stop by today and see just how easy it is to do business with us.
Come to Stuart Powell, we can do business.
Stop in at 225 South Danville Bypass.
This is a Hometown Radio Network information update. Mark your calendars for the annual Soul of 2nd Street in Danville. It'll happen on Friday and Saturday, August the 8th and 9th, starting that Friday evening with a dinner, recognition, live music, and more at the showroom on Lebanon Road. Then Saturday, the parade is at 2 on Main Street, followed by more music, vendors, family tent, and more at Constitution Square Park. This year's Soul of 2nd Street Festival will specifically focus on honoring the legacy of Bates School. For more information, visit Soul of 2nd Street Festival on Facebook. The 106th Annual Danville-Boyle County Chamber of Commerce Awards Gala is coming up in September, and the event will be in memory of former director Jeff Jewell, who died earlier this year. Tickets for that event, which will be a Western soiree, are available now, and they're looking for chamber members to send photos or memories of Jeff Jewell to them for a slideshow. For more information, contact the Danville-Boyle County Chamber of Commerce. Boyle County Schools families are asked to complete their household income form for this school year. Only one form per household is needed and could help you qualify for school fee assistance, family resource and youth service center support, and future EBT benefits. You can find the link to that online at the Boyle County Schools Facebook page. A Louisville man is behind bars after he broke into a home in Stanford and held an elderly man against his will. WKYT's reporting that 33-year-old Tay Dorham was arrested after he ran from Lincoln deputies yesterday morning. Deputies say that Dorham matched the description of a man who had entered a nearby home on Shayvilla Court. When officers got there, they said they heard him yelling inside, and after knocking on the door, they heard one voice say, "Come on in," while another voice told them to get out of the way. Because of that, they forced their way in. And when they did, they saw an 81-year-old man walking slowly down the hallway with his hands up. Dorham was then found trying to escape through a front window. The victim told police that when he answered the door, Dorham forced his way in and tried to offer him money to stay quiet. He's facing multiple charges. The Cartersville Paint Lick Fire Department has reached full staffing. We told you about this story last week, how a rash of resignations, including the longtime fire chief, left that fire department understaffed. Fire Chief Dean Vinsel and 12 volunteer firefighters all resigned, leaving the department with just 6 active members and well short of state regulations. Vinsel said that mounting internal challenges and a shifting dynamic between the fire board and local government officials led to his decision. Despite being understaffed, the state did agree to allow time for the Cartersville Paint Lick Fire Department to fill those vacancies. And now they have. The Garrett Central Record reports that the fire department now has 13 members and 1 fire chief, making it qualify for operational status. I'm Joe Mathis.
This morning's local news was a service of Stewart Powell Ford Mazda on the bypass in Danville and online at stewartpowell.com.
Catch the best of Sean Hannity, Saturday mornings 10 to 1 on WHIR.
David is a real Prevagen user, and this is his story.
Nice to meet you. My name is David. I've been a pharmacist for 44 years, and I'm from Flowery Branch, Georgia. When I first started taking Prevagen, I noticed stuff just seemed to come together and fit like a jigsaw puzzle. When I have customers come in, I recommend Prevagen. Number one, because it's safe and effective, does not require a prescription. And I've been taking it quite a while myself, and I know it works. I wouldn't recommend something like Prevagen if I didn't think it was worth it, because it works so good for me. And I love it when the customers come back in and tell me, David, that really worked so good. Makes my day.
Prevagen, at stores everywhere without a prescription. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Testimonialist was compensated for their time.
This Joe Show Weather Report is brought to you by...
All right there, Rayleigh Jofus. It's brought to you by our friends hanging out over at the Big Deals online store at hometownlive.net. Shop it safe on gift certificates to local businesses at big-time discounts up to 50% every single day. The Big Deals online store, hometownlive.net. Hey, patchy fog, otherwise partly sunny, high of 93, low tonight 73. Again, heat index at 103 today. Tomorrow, 102 is the heat index. Rain showers Thursday, cooling us down for the upcoming weekend in the low 80s as a high over the weekend. It's 7:10 in the morning, really 7:11 in the morning. It's 73 degrees. So glad you're on the Joe Show this morning. 859-238-WHIR. That's 238-9447. Video surface that showed President Trump may have been cheating at his golf round he played during his round at Trump Turnberry in Scotland this past weekend. He may have been fudging some scores up on the score sheet when he was golfing there in Scotland this past weekend. And we actually have some leaked audio from that, so we'll let you decipher whether or not he cheated.
TGA action, the Trump Golf Association, and Mr. President, it was so kind of you to create this all-new golf league.
It's my pleasure. It truly is.
And let's go to the 12th hole, where it looks like Tiger Woods is in the rough and has about 180 yards to the flag.
What he's going to want to do is pick the ball up and walk it to the hole, then drop it into the hole.
Well, I don't think that's allowed.
In my rule book, it's totally allowed, Jimmy.
Alrighty, well, let's go to the 7th hole, where Rory McIlroy is getting ready to tee off, and...
I think the best strategy is to write a 3 on his scorecard, no matter how many shots he takes, Jimmy.
Well, this rule book of yours sure is interesting, Mr. President.
And, hey, will you look at that? Turns out I won the tournament just by sitting here in the booth with you, Jimmy.
Congratulations, Mr. President. More coming up.
There you go. That's how it sounded. Let's see what's breaking and trendy this morning here on the Joe Show. Epstein associate Maxwell is calling on the Supreme Court to overturn her sex trafficking conviction. In a new brief filed yesterday, Maxwell's lawyers argue an agreement made between Epstein and the U.S. government shields her from prosecution. The Second U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals has ruled the agreement made by Epstein with Florida prosecutors to plead guilty did not apply in New York. Maxwell is currently serving a 20-year sentence in federal prison. She met with Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche for questioning last week as the Trump administration faces pressure to release all files related to the Epstein case. Maxwell's lawyer is also trying to position himself to ask President Trump for a pardon. Hey, eggs have gone from bad to good again. A new studies now suggest eggs can help lower your cholesterol. which completely flips the script on the decades-old advice to limit egg consumption because it can raise your risk of heart disease and stroke. Now a paper published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition adds to the growing evidence that eggs are actually good for you. Researchers say while the popular breakfast food may be high in cholesterol, they're low in saturated fat, which is believed to be the real driver of cholesterol elevation. The study suggests that eating eggs as a part of a low saturated fat diet can certainly boost your health. No, Phil Collins is not in end-of-life care. Reps for the icon had to set the record straight after an online rumor had been circulating the singer was in hospice care. According to the statement provided to The Independent, his rep said that he's currently in the hospital recovering from knee surgery. It's not clear whether a rumor of hospice care even surfaced, but Collins has been candid about health. In a conversation with Mojo last month, the singer said he thinks about going downstairs to the studio to see what happens, but I'm not hungry for it, he said, adding that he's been very sick. President Donald Trump is shortening his deadline for Russia to reach a ceasefire with Ukraine. While in Scotland to meet with UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer, Trump said, quote, I'm disappointed in President Putin, very disappointed. Trump had given Russia a 50-day deadline to reach a deal with Ukraine or face consequences. He said that number will be reduced to a lesser number. It's said to be between 10 and 12 days now. The president added that he has had discussions with Putin. He said too many people are dying in the war, and Putin has got to make a deal. We'll see what happens. Senator Josh Hawley from Missouri introduced a bill on Monday to send tariff rebate checks to American families. The checks would be at least $600 for each adult and child, similar to the COVID stimulus payments. Hawley says the money would come from the extra revenue that President Trump's tariffs are bringing in. The Treasury Department reported that customs duties reached about $27 billion in June, up $4 billion from May. The bill would work as a tax credit, but families making over certain amounts would get smaller rebates. House Speaker Mike Johnson has not been supportive of similar direct payment ideas in the past. Federal agents arrested a Delta Airlines pilot right from the cockpit after his plane landed in San Francisco on Saturday. The pilot charged with crimes related to child sexual abuse. The arrest happened on a flight that came from Minneapolis. Passengers on the plane posted videos online showing federal agents walking through the aisle as the plane landed. Delta Airlines has not commented on that arrest, and authorities have not released the pilot's name or given details about the case. Well, we told you yesterday that a South Carolina senator is running for governor, and now one state above them, North Carolina. Former Governor Roy Cooper announced yesterday that he is running for U.S. Senate.
The middle class feels like a distant dream. Meanwhile, the biggest corporations and the richest Americans have grabbed unimaginable wealth at your expense.
Cooper is a Democrat, says he wants to fight for the middle class and believes the country is facing a fragile moment. In his campaign video, he criticized how big corporations and wealthy Americans have gained too much wealth while regular people just struggle. Cooper raised $1 million in just 3.5 hours after announcing his campaign. He served 2 terms as governor and was previously the state's attorney general for nearly 4 terms. And an inmate was accidentally released from a New Orleans jail last week, the same facility where 10 prisoners escaped in May. Officials mistakenly freed 30-year-old Khalil Bryan, who was being held on serious charges, including aggravated assault with a firearm and a home invasion. Sheriff Susan Hudson said the mix-up happened because another inmate scheduled for release had a similar last name. Bryan was released early Friday morning, but the public was not told until that afternoon. The sheriff took full responsibility and launched an investigation into how the clerical error happened at that troubled Orleans Parish jail. And in Kansas, a 3-year-old boy named Kateria Sparks died after being left in a hot car while in the care of an Alabama Department of Human Resources contact worker. The tragic incident happened on July 22nd in Birmingham. Police say the worker accidentally left the child inside the vehicle. When emergency crews arrived, they found the boy and pronounced him dead at the scene. The contract worker has been cooperating with police and was taken to headquarters for questioning. That's what's breaking and trending this morning here on The Joe Show on WHIR Danville News Talk Sports. It is 7:18 in the morning. The good news is that Phil Collins is not in hospice care. They don't even know where that rumor started. Phil Collins leads us to our Big Daddy Sports. It's coming your way next as Steve makes his morning debut on The Joe Show.
Hi, this is Jack Mathis. I love sports, and this is a sports update with the Big Daddy, Steve Bertram. Brought to you by Stuart Powell Mazda.
At Stuart Powell Ford Mazda, we are proud to be your hometown dealer for many reasons. Selection, service, convenient location, and our people. Your friends, family, and neighbors. Since 1949 at Stuart Powell, we make it easy. Stuart Powell Ford Mazda. Visit us on the bypass in Danville or online at stuartpowell.com.
Hello, Central Kentucky. I'm Steve Bertram with sports. There's lots of baseball news today. Perhaps the saddest is the loss of Hall of Famer Ryne Sandberg, who died yesterday at the age of 65. Sandberg was a great second baseman who played mostly for the Cubs, but also the Phillies. He had been battling cancer. Speaking of the Hall of Fame, Ichiro Suzuki became the first Japanese-born entrant to Cooperstown Sunday. Also enshrined with Ichiro were pitchers C.C. Sabathia and Billy Wagner. Sluggers Richie Allen and Dave Parker went in posthumously. Major League Baseball's gambling probe has led to another Cleveland Guardians pitcher to be placed on leave with pay. Closer Emmanuel Clase will be out of the game until August 31st. Teammate Luis Ortiz was suspended earlier this month. On the field yesterday, the Dodgers ended the Reds' 4-game winning streak, 5-2 last night. L.A. and Cincinnati meet again this evening at Great American Ballpark. Elsewhere, Milwaukee doubled up the Chicago Cubs 8-4. It was the Pirates 6, Giants 5, Rockies 8, Guardians 6, Cardinals 7, Marlins 1, Braves 10, Royals 7, Rays 4, Yankees 2, and the Padres 7, Mets 6. Other winners were the Angels, Mariners, Nationals, Orioles, Tigers, Twins, and White Sox. Kentucky football has hired another assistant coach. Head coach Mark Stoops introduced Greg Fry last week. Fry will be working with the linemen. He spent the last 2 years at Tulsa. Stoops and Fry coached together some 30 years ago at South Florida. Don't forget, the Wildcats Fan Day is set for this Saturday at the Kraft Practice Facility. UK opens the season Saturday, August 30th against Toledo at Kroger Field on Z105, your home for the Cats. That's sports. God bless America. I'm Steve Bertram on the Hometown Radio Network.
Ford Brothers Auctioneers, we're selling the country.
Announcing the absolute online estate auction of Maxine Sebastian's house on a 1-acre lot located at 316 Sugar Creek Road, Lancaster, Kentucky, with bidding ending on Wednesday, July the 30th at 6 p.m. on FordBrothersInc.com. The home is a custom-built 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom brick home with a large living room, family room, eat-in kitchen, sunroom, 2-car garage, fenced-in backyard, geothermal heat and cooling, all on a 1-acre lot. That's the absolute online estate auction of Maxine Sebastian's house on a 1-acre lot located at 316 Sugar Creek Road, Lancaster, Kentucky, with bidding ending on Wednesday, July the 30th at 6 p.m. on FordBrothersInc.com. To bid or for more information, go to FordBrothersInc.com or call 859-792-2521.
Ford Brothers Auctioneers, we're selling the country.
Don't be a dirty driver. You can shine on and drive on with a clean vehicle from the original Thoroughbred Car Wash in Danville on Perryville Road. The original Thoroughbred Car Wash has 6 self-service bays and 8 vacuums and a touchless automatic wash that washes, waxes, and blow dries for that spotless wash that you'll be proud of. Find the original Thoroughbred Car Wash in Danville on Perryville Road, just down from Big Lots. Open 7 days a week for your convenience.
This Joe Show weather report is brought to you by...
Okay, Rayleigh Jofus. It's brought to you by our friends hanging out over at Dexter and Right Meyer Insurance, your local independent insurance agency. Proudly representing the Auto Owners Insurance Company. Come on, ask if auto owners make sense for you by calling Mark or Chris for a free quote. 859-236-6686. Partly sunny, going to be hot, 93-73. The high and low. Tomorrow, you get sunny and hot, 95 is the high. And again, The heat index numbers in the low 100s, low triple digits. We are under a heat advisory into tomorrow. And then by Thursday, you get showers, thunderstorms, 85's the high, and then a perfect sunny and not too hot weekend. Right now it's 7:24. It's 73 degrees Tuesday, the 29th day of the month of July. And we're so happy you're on the Joe Show with us this morning. 859-238-WHIR, the number to call in, 238-9447. On this July the 29th, it is National Chicken Wing Day today. Chicken Wing Day, where buffalo wings themselves are the most popular way to eat chicken wings. There are other sauces, barbecue, lemon pepper. Certainly restaurants have their own unique take on some of these, but it is buffalo wings, and they're not just called buffalo wings, but they're also called wings or chicken wings. Chicken wings became a U.S. nationwide phenomenon after the Buffalo Bills in the NFL appeared 4 straight years in the Super Bowl in the early 1990s. Although this is odd, what do you think is the most popular day to eat chicken wings across the calendar year? In the United States, what is the most popular day to eat chicken wings? If you guess the Super Bowl, that is a phenomenal guess. It's not correct, though. It's the second most popular day. According to numbers, get this, Thanksgiving is actually the most popular day to eat chicken wings. According to the NCC survey, 54% of wing eaters prefer traditional bone-in wings, while 46% choose their boneless cousin. I am a boneless fan myself, and I know it's adult chicken nuggets. Call them what you want. But it's easier to eat. I can cut them in half with my fork. I can dip them in ranch. They're easier to manage. Boneless wings are actually typically white, boneless chicken breasts cut into strips, breaded or floured and tossed with buffalo sauce. They're not wings at all, but they're just called boneless wings. According to the National Chicken Council, the NCC, 1.42 billion with a B chicken wings are typically consumed on Super Bowl weekend. Again, the second most popular day to eat chicken wings in the entire year is the Super Bowl. Equates to more than 100 million pounds of chicken wings. It is National Chicken Wing Day today. Celebrate that day accordingly. Go out, get some wings. Go to Zaxby's, something like that. Applebee's has got great boneless wings. We've got Applebee's on our Big Deals online store as well. You can save money while you eat there. National Chicken Wing Day. Celebrate that accordingly. Hey, Travis Kelce is making some buzz, or creating some buzz, I guess, at Kansas City Chiefs training camp, because he literally showed up with a new buzz cut at training camp. He is causing some buzz. Check out the ad for the new Kelce cuts.
Hey, it's Travis Kelce, and you've probably seen my new haircut. Pretty nice, huh? Well, now you can have the same short buzz cut I have at Kelce Cuts. That's right, the barbers at Kelce Cuts only know how to do one kind of haircut, buzz cuts. And your Kelce Cuts haircut will have all the hot billionaire pop stars swooning.
Kelce Cuts is great. I got a buzz cut, and now I'm playing the waiting game.
Waiting for what?
Nothing. Definitely not waiting for Taylor Swift to notice my haircut and say, ooh, that's a nice haircut. Are you single?
Excuse me?
And then Taylor will whisper into my ear, you're the man of my dreams. I'm leaving Travis for you, and we'll be together forever.
What?
Honey, relax. I said I'm not waiting for that to happen.
Kelce Cuts. Come get your Travis Kelce buzz cut today. See you soon.
There you go, Kelce Cuts. It's National Chicken Wing Day. Also today, National Lasagna Day. I'm not huge in Italian food, but lasagna is a food that I can put down. Originally in Italy, the word lasagna did not refer to a food. In fact, it's still spelled today in Italy, Lasagne, as a plural form. So it's not like, we say lasagna, which would mean a dish of lasagna. In Italy, it would mean like plural. There's more than one. The word lasagna referred to the pot in which the food was cooked. It is thought that the word for the pot derived from the Greek word for chamber pot. So we're eating food cooked in a chamber pot, essentially, is how it was named, lasagna. The earliest recipes known for lasagna date back to the 13th century. At that time, tomatoes were not familiar to Europeans. As a result, they could not have used them in the recipes. So, depending on the recipe, they used different cheeses for their lasagna. And did you know you can also make lasagna in the dishwasher? All you have to do is put the ingredients together in a dish, either boil noodles or use the no-boil noodles. Cover the dish tightly with aluminum foil, then use the heated dry and sanitize cycle in the dishwasher, and you can cook the lasagna. But of course, the most well-known bit of lasagna lore is that Garfield the cat from the comic strip, a huge lasagna fan. It is National Chicken Wing Day. It's also National Lasagna Day. Celebrate both accordingly on the Joe Show. It's 7:29 in the morning, 30 seconds away from news on WHIR.
In Kentucky, we know the unexpected can strike at any moment, whether it's a tornado, flood, or severe storm. Being prepared could save lives. That's why it's vital to have an emergency plan. Know where your local shelter is. Keep an emergency kit with essentials like water, a communication plan in place. Boyle County, we're stronger when we are prepared. For more information on how to get ready, visit Boyle County Health Department's Division of Emergency Preparedness online at boylehealth.com. Stay safe, stay ready. This message was brought to you by your friends at the Boyle County Health Department.
This is the Kentucky News Network.
Sorry, Kentucky, the heat's sticking around. The western portion of the Commonwealth is under an extreme heat warning, with the heat index values expected to hit 110. The rest of the state is under a heat advisory. Both are active until Wednesday night. Stay hydrated and take plenty of breaks outside of the sun if you need to work outside. A court has ordered Brooks Houck to stop making efforts to sell his assets for now. He's been convicted of murder in the death of Crystal Rogers, who disappeared in 2015 with her body never found. WLKY is reporting earlier this month, members of Rogers' family asked for an injunction to stop Houck from selling, transferring, or liquidating any of his assets. Rogers' family filed a wrongful death lawsuit back in 2023. A new manufacturing facility is now open in Franklin County. Global tech leader Nitto built the facility on Fortune Drive in the county's industrial park. This facility has created 220 jobs, which Governor Andy Beshear says will help boost the local economy and will provide opportunities for Kentuckians and their families. It's almost college football season as the Kentucky Wildcats begin fall camp later this week.
UK is looking to bounce back from last season's dismal 4-8 performance, with the Cats managing just one conference win. Coach Mark Stoops added 50 new players to the roster in the offseason.
The freshness of 50 new faces that weren't here, that didn't have the negativity of that last year, that is refreshing. That helps in certain ways. I like that. You know, the heck with what happened last year. I wasn't part of it. But, you know, they're worried about what we're doing now, and that's fun.
One of those new additions is Zach Calzada, the likely starting quarterback who will be playing at his 4th college in his 7th season in college football. Kentucky opens the season against Toledo on August 30th at Kroger Field. I'm John Shannon.
And I'm Lee Mowen.
This is the Kentucky News Network.
Buyer beware. No matter what you're in the market for, it's buyer beware. This is Lauren from B&L Jewelers. Every day we see people come into B&L Jewelers and want us to look at the great deal they got online or at a discount jewelry store. Usually, the item they bought is not really what they thought they were getting, which leads to disappointment.
Love gets better with B&L Jewelers.
Here at B&L Jewelers, we try to educate you on the diamond you are buying. So when you give the gift of love, you have all the confidence of your decision to buy from B&L Jewelers was the correct one. We back up all of our jewelry with a lifetime guarantee and a trade-up policy, which you will receive full credit of the purchase price for your diamond in the future. As always, we offer special financing and 6 months free layaway. Come and see us here at B&L Jewelers today in the Danville Manor Shopping Center.
Love gets better with B&L Jewelers.
Step into Papa's Quick Stop number 7 across from the Boyle County Fairgrounds and discover the enchanting world of Candleberry candles in the huge Candleberry Corner. Refresh your world with an array of fresh cargo scents for your car for just $1.99. Tantalizing tarts, $7.99. Delightful room sprays for $9.50. Small jars are $14.99. Large jars, $25.99. Grand candy jars for $89.99. And a large selection of cookie jars for that special someone at $159.99. Visit Papa's Quick Stop number 7 across the Boyle County Fairgrounds on the bypass for an exhilarating experience like no other.
This is a Hometown Radio Network information update. Mark your calendars for the annual Soul of 2nd Street in Danville. It'll happen on Friday and Saturday, August the 8th and 9th, starting that Friday evening with a dinner, recognition, live music, and more at the showroom on Lebanon Road. Then Saturday, the parade is at 2 on Main Street, followed by more music, vendors, family tent, and more at Constitution Square Park. This year's Soul of 2nd Street Festival will specifically focus on honoring the legacy of Bates School. For more information, visit Soul of 2nd Street Festival on Facebook. The 106th Annual Danville-Boyle County Chamber of Commerce Awards Gala is coming up in September, and the event will be in memory of former director Jeff Jewell, who died earlier this year. Tickets for that event, which will be a Western soiree, are available now, and they're looking for chamber members to send photos or memories of Jeff Jewell to them for a slideshow. For more information, contact the Danville-Boyle County Chamber of Commerce. Boyle County Schools families are asked to complete their household income form for this school year. Only one form per household is needed and could help you qualify for school fee assistance, family resource and youth service center support, and future EBT benefits. You can find the link to that online at the Boyle County Schools Facebook page. A Louisville man is behind bars after he broke into a home in Stanford and held an elderly man against his will. WKYT's reporting that 33-year-old Tay Dorham was arrested after he ran from Lincoln deputies yesterday morning. Deputies say that Dorham matched the description of a man who had entered a nearby home on Shayvilla Court. When officers got there, they said they heard him yelling inside, and after knocking on the door, they heard one voice say, "Come on in," while another voice told them to get out of the way. Because of that, they forced their way in, and when they did, they saw an 81-year-old man walking slowly down the hallway with his hands up. Dorham was then found trying to escape through a front window. The victim told police that when he answered the door, Dorham forced his way in and tried to offer him money to stay quiet. He's facing multiple charges. The Cartersville Paint Lick Fire Department has reached full staffing. We told you about this story last week, how a rash of resignations, including the longtime fire chief, left that fire department understaffed. Fire Chief Dean Vinsel and 12 volunteer firefighters all resigned, leaving the department with just 6 active members and well short of state regulations. Vinsel said that mounting internal challenges and a shifting dynamic between the fire board and local government officials led to his decision. Despite being understaffed, the state did agree to allow time for the Cartersville Paint Lick Fire Department to fill those vacancies. And now they have. The Garrett Central Record reports that the fire department now has 13 members and 1 fire chief, making it qualify for operational status. I'm Joe Mathis.
Experience family fun with a Kentucky twist at Kentucky Kingdom Theme and Water Park. New for 2025, surround yourself with the beauty of Kentucky as you explore Discovery Meadow, a delightful new adventure featuring exciting new rides, beloved characters, and tasty treats to savor. Create unforgettable family memories while celebrating the bold spirit of Kentucky. Get 2 days of fun for one great price. Buy online only for just $49.99 at KentuckyKingdom.com/special offer.
Julie Salters, and I live in Harrisburg. Christy Welch is my agent, and she is spectacular. She is very informative. She understands the market. She knows pricing. She was so helpful. She really understood on where to set my prices. I've known Christy for a long time. She is an excellent business owner, very honest, got great integrity. So I would definitely recommend Welch Home.
Jones Real Estate. Welcome home with Welch Jones.
This Joe Show Weather Report is brought to you by...
Okay there, Rayleigh Joe. It's brought to you by Danville Auto Body Shop. Top-of-the-line collision and auto body repair. Head to the mechanics at Danville Auto Body Shop. 315 Delahaye Street. Get a free estimate, and they work at their insurance company, fixing water leaks, window motor repairs, hail damage, and paintless tint repair. Danville Auto Body Shop. Partly sunny, high of 93, low tonight 73, and the heat index today at 103. Tomorrow, sunny and hot, 95, 102 index. Thursday, rain showers, cooling us down for what's going to be just a perfect weekend. Right now, it's 7:38 in the morning, 72 degrees. Casey Bird joins us from the Garrett County Extension Office. Good morning, Casey. How are you?
Good morning, Joe. I'm doing good. Thanks
Good.
for having me.
Absolutely, Casey. Appreciate you being on. County Agent's Corner coming your way, courtesy of Bluegrass South Livestock Market.
Get the top price for your livestock. Take them to the Bluegrass South Livestock Market, where they have drop-off hours to fit the busy farmer's needs. Selling your livestock a profitable and a pleasant experience. Save the hassle of a long haul. Sell your livestock at the Bluegrass South Livestock Market, 277 Courtier Road in Stanford. Call Bluegrass South Livestock Market at 606-365-0665. Bluegrass South Livestock Market in Stanford.
And here's Casey Bird.
All right. So last week we had in Garrett County a fruit tree extension associate from UK's main campus in Lexington come to our county and do a handful of site visits. The specialist associate's name is Elena Stern. She's out from Minnesota and has been working with fruit trees throughout her college career. And as many of you know, Garrett County and the surrounding counties, we have pockets of really clay-heavy soil. And this was the case for one of our farms out in Garrett County, Remember When Farm. And so we went out and we collected some soil for testing. We're going to look at the nutrients. That takes a few weeks to come back in. But, she looked at various conditions there at their farm, went to another farm where Elena found evidence of cicada damage on several juvenile apple trees. And so the juvenile trees, as I talked about a month or two ago, back when we had cicadas screaming at us in the forest, they typically don't damage established trees. It's those baby juvenile trees. And that damage looks like splits down the little branches. And if you look inside those splits of the branches, you'll see little small white balls or small white dots inside. And those eggs take about 6 weeks to hatch, so we're right at that mark where we're going to be seeing some of those splits in our fruit trees and other trees. So if you see this, it's best to just go ahead and cut off those impacted branches to allow for new growth. And if anything, give me a call, give your local county agent a call, and they'll come out, collect samples if you think it's something that's maybe viral or fungal or needs other treatment. And so that's today's Tuesday update. Join us each week at this time for the County Agent's Corner. It's a service of Boyle, Garrett, Lincoln, and Mercer County UK Extension offices.
There you go. Casey Bird giving us the County Agent's Corner, brought to you by Bluegrass South Livestock Market. All right, Casey, before you go, some random facts you may not know, but I want you to know, so I'm going to let you know. Casey, are you ready?
I'm so ready.
All right, Casey, here we go. Fact number one, do you know what I'm going to see if I can say this right. I've never seen this word before in my life before today, so who knows if I'm saying it right or not. But a capitonym is. A capitonym.
Sounds like some kind of word.
Yeah, like it's a type of word. It's exactly right. It's spelled C-A-P-I-T-O-N-Y-M. I mean, like antonym and synonym, this is capitonym. It's a word that changes, Casey, based on whether or not it's capitalized. So it's the same word, but the capitalized version's like a proper noun is someone's name, but it completely changes meaning when you use it as like a verb. So, for example, Sue and Sue. Sue can be a lady's name, can also mean you're taking someone to court. March and March. Trump and Trump. Bush and Bush. Gore and Gore. Polish and Polish.
Bird and bird.
There you go. Yeah, bird and bird. Exactly right. There you go, Casey. So you've got it, a capitonym, a word that changes its meaning based on whether or not it's capitalized. Number two, there have been 3 Major League Baseball players in history with the first name Aurelio, spelled A-U-R-E-I-L-O, Aurelio. And all 3, Casey, were ironically killed in car accidents. Aurelio Monteagudo died in 1990. Aurelio Lopez in 1992. Aurelio Rodriguez in the year 2000. All 3 of them died in car accidents.
Wow.
Yeah. Number 3, you can get a really good estimate on the temperature in Fahrenheit by counting how many times a cricket chirps in 14 seconds, and then you add 40 to that number.
Wow.
That's interesting, isn't it?
It is.
So you count up cricket chirps in 14 seconds, then you add 40 to that number. In Casey, number 5, if you go to Japan, Domino's and Pizza Hut are considered luxury chains in Japan. Large pizzas there can cost $35. Now, in most of the U.S., Domino's and Pizza Hut are much more affordable than that. However, I don't think it's out of question to go to some urban areas and having these local pizzeria chains charge $35 for a large specialty pizza.
Oh, for the craft pizza.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, like, that's essentially what it seems like Domino's and Pizza Hut are in Japan. We just have a lot more of them here, so they don't cost as much here.
Okay.
There you go, Casey Bird with the County Agent's Corner. Casey, appreciate you being on. We'll talk to you tomorrow morning, okay?
Thank you. Talk tomorrow.
You
Bye-bye.
too. Casey Bird with the Garrett County Extension Office and this morning's County Agent's Corner. It is 7:45 in the morning. It's 73 degrees here in Indy Town. We're back after this. The Big Daddy's giving us a look at sports. Next.
Sutton Pharmacy, friendly service from people you know. Generations of serving our community, immunizations, prescriptions, and so much more. Helpful people, free local delivery, mobile app refills right to your door. Visit SuttonRx.com. Sutton Pharmacy, friendly service from people you know.
In Lancaster on Maple Avenue.
My name is Kama McKinney, and I serve as the Executive Director of Chrysalis House. Far too many Kentuckians are struggling with addiction without knowing what resources are available to them. If you or a loved one are in need of a treatment center like Chrysalis House, you can call the KY Help call center at 833-8KY-HELP or visit findhelpnowky.org to find resources that are available near you. We are here, we care, and we want to help.
This is a message from Teen Kentucky, sponsored by the Office of Drug Control Policy and aired by this station.
Hello, Central Kentucky. I'm Steve Bertram with sports. There's lots of baseball news today. Perhaps the saddest is the loss of Hall of Famer Ryne Sandberg, who died yesterday at the age of 65. Sandberg was a great second baseman who played mostly for the Cubs, but also the Phillies. He'd been battling cancer. Speaking of the Hall of Fame, Ichiro Suzuki became the first Japanese-born entrant to Cooperstown Sunday. Also enshrined with Ichiro were pitchers C.C. Sabathia and Billy Wagner. Sluggers Richie Allen and Dave Parker went in posthumously. Major League Baseball's gambling probe has led to another Cleveland Guardians pitcher to be placed on leave with pay. Closer Emmanuel Clase will be out of the game until August 31st. Teammate Luis Ortiz was suspended earlier this month. On the field yesterday, the Dodgers ended the Braves' 4-game winning streak, 5-2 last night. L.A. and Cincinnati meet again this evening at Great American Ballpark. Elsewhere, Milwaukee doubled up the Chicago Cubs 8-4. It was the Pirates 6, Giants 5, Rockies 8, Guardians 6, Cardinals 7, Marlins 1, Braves 10, Royals 7, Rays 4, Yankees 2, and the Padres 7, Mets 6. Other winners were the Angels, Mariners, Nationals, Orioles, Tigers, Twins, and White Sox. Kentucky football has hired another assistant coach. Head coach Mark Stoops introduced Greg Fry last week. Fry will be working with the linemen. He spent the last 2 years at Tulsa. Stoops and Fry coached together some 30 years ago at South Florida. Don't forget, the Wildcats Fan Day is set for this Saturday at the Kraft Practice Facility. UK opens the season Saturday, August 30th against Toledo at Kroger Field on Z105, your home for the Cats. That's sports. God bless America. I'm Steve Bertram on the Hometown Radio Network.
Please secure any loose items. We're about to plunge 60 feet down Daredevil Falls. See a gazillion bubbles. And join a dance party for Dollywood's 40th anniversary. Up ahead, there's an exciting new light show with hundreds of pyrodromes. But stay seated until we arrive at the Smoky Mountain Summer Celebration presented by Food City June 14th through August 3rd. Hang on and visit Dollywood.com.
This Joe Show weather report is brought to you by...
Okay, Rayleigh Joe, brought to you by The Little Sign Shop. Need a sign, a banner, or decal fast? The owners and operators have got you covered at The Little Sign Shop, doing full-color digital printing, magnetic signs, auto signage, and logo design. They're in Danville, where 2nd and 4th Streets meet. Call them 859-238-7391. Slight chance of rain showers today. It would be in the early evening hours, like in between 4 and 5, late afternoon, early evening. And you do get today's high of 93, a low tonight of 73, 103. Is the heat index. Tomorrow, you get 102 is the heat index, 95 is the high. Thursday, high of 85. Friday, a high of 83. Saturday, 82 with sunshine. Right now, it's 7:49 in the morning, 72 degrees. Tuesday, the 29th day of the month of July, and we're so happy to have you on the Joe Show this morning. 859-238-WHIR is the phone number to call in. 238-9447. We'd love to have you right here on the radio on the Joe Show as we take a look at what's gone on out west in Hollywood. The showbiz segment. Those people so rich and famous they are disassociated with reality. Again, our rule of thumb, if a celebrity does it or says it, you should do and say the opposite. Because, I mean, they're living a different life than us. Of course they have these types of opinions, the rich and famous. Here we go. The showbiz segment. Let's get it. There's the music. I wonder why it's not playing. Well, I got to click the button to make it play. Here we go. All right, we talked yesterday in one of the segments about this new Freakier Friday movie coming out. They have this new popcorn bucket and drink combo at some of the theaters where the popcorn bucket looks like the drink and the drink looks like the popcorn bucket, right? They've switched places like in the movie. Well, everyone's trying to go viral with crazy popcorn buckets, but the latest one went a step further by actually setting an actual Guinness World Record. We could have used this for our World Record segment as well. Marvel Studios recently unveiled its Fantastic Four popcorn bucket. It's shaped like the head of the movie's villain, Galactus, and it's enormous. It's 20 inches wide, it's 17 and a half inches high, it holds 341 ounces of popcorn. It makes it the world's largest commercially available popcorn bucket. Oh, did I mention the eyes light up too? The thing cost $80, and it's sold out immediately at theaters around the country. You can still order at the AMC Theater shop, but it does not ship until early December. The Fantastic Four Galactus popcorn bucket has set a world record. The world's largest commercially available popcorn bucket. The biographer who wrote the 2023 Ozzy Osbourne biography, Ozzy at 75, the unofficial illustrated history, has a few things to say about Sharon Osbourne's haters. His name, Daniel Buckspan, and he's well aware that some heavy metal fans see Sharon as an evil shrew and puppet master who controlled Ozzy. Quote, the truth of it is she met him after he had been fired from Black Sabbath. He was borderline homeless, and due to her ability to corral him and direct him and that sort of thing, she made him one of the biggest stars in the world. I believe she kept him alive the whole time. Daniel clarified that it's no secret that Sharon has made known to be unpleasant at times. Quote, I just think that's the way she's being characterized, and it's wrong. And the fact that he made it to 76, I give her credit, all the credit to her. She kept him going and put up a lot of stuff you wouldn't put up with for a minute in your own marriage. But she took her vows seriously and stood by him. It was just about business. She would have stopped a long time ago. An Ozzy Osbourne biographer credits Sharon for keeping Ozzy alive. And Tom Cruise attended Saturday's Oasis show at Wembley Stadium with his alleged girlfriend, Ana de Armas. And it's kind of surprising considering they publicly trashed him 18 years ago. In the 2007 tour documentary, the Gallaghers made their feelings known about Cruise. For some reason, I don't know why. They both said they basically couldn't stand him. Rumor has it Cruise then ran into him in 2009. They had a polite conversation, so it all must be forgiven. Speaking of Oasis, the other Gallagher brother, Paul, was arrested for rape, strangulation, and other violent crimes. He's listed as the tour DJ for Oasis. That's what's going on out west in Hollywood. Tom Cruise went to an Oasis concert. An Ozzy Osbourne biographer credits Sharon for keeping him alive. And a crazy popcorn bucket has set a Guinness World Record. This Fantastic Four popcorn bucket. Hollywood News, the showbiz segment. There you go. A little Oasis for you. This is really the only Oasis song that I can name. Wonderwall. Let's go to Melton's Deli in Danville. Grab a sandwich for lunch this afternoon. We'll go with, I got two things playing at once. Let me make sure I get that closed down. There we go. Let's go with the All-American today.
Today is gonna be the day that they're gonna throw it back to you.
Yeah, lean roast beef, smoked turkey, cheddar cheese, lettuce, tomatoes, and mayonnaise served in an onion bun. It's number 4 on the Melton's Deli menu. The All-American is your sandwich of the day. 247 East Main Street, 995 Ben Ali Drive. I mentioned this a couple of weeks ago. Someone at church said, I listen to you every morning, Joe, and I've got to know, do you get as much enjoyment about talking about the restaurants that sponsor your show than you sound like you do? He said, because it sounds like you have a blast talking about the restaurants. And I said, of course I do. I love eating Meltons, and I love talking about Meltons. The All-American, it's your sandwich of the day. Tell them you heard them this morning on The Joe Show on 103.9 FM, WHIR Danville, News Talk Sports. It's 7:55 in the morning, and we are so happy you're on The Joe Show here on WHIR Danville, News Talk Sports. 5 minutes away from top hour news, and we're back in 2 minutes to round out the 7 o'clock in the morning hour on The Joe Show.
This message is from Sunrise Children's Services. Did you know it can take just 3 months to become a foster parent with Sunrise Children's Services? Want to win a Sunrise prize package? Go to sunrise.org/trivia and answer this week's trivia question. Sunrise.org/trivia. How long does it take to become a foster parent with Sunrise? Your answer, approximately 3 months. Go to sunrise.org/trivia to enter. Sunrise.org/trivia. Good luck.
Summertime, 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 some.
We're all ready for some summertime fun and at a big deals price. Go to Beach Band Park and Splash Lagoon Water Park with admission tickets just $30 at Big Deals online store at hometownlive.net. They're determined and dedicated to providing safe, clean fun for all guests this summer. Beach Band has rides for everyone in the family, including the nationally recognized Kentucky Rumbler wooden roller coaster. There's the whole family ride, the wet adventure down the Whitewater Express. And there's plenty of fun at Splash Lagoon Water Park. A day of summer fun, plus included with your admission ticket, you get free parking, free sunscreen, free tubes, all at Beach Bend Park in Bowling Green. Just a 2-hour drive away, so get ready to pack up and go to Beach Bend Park with admission tickets just $30 for a full day of fun in the sun. Go to hometownlive.net and click on Big Deals.
So shop now!
Shop now, buy now. Also save $5 on Pioneer Playhouse tickets.
David is a real Prevagen user, and this is his story.
Nice to meet you. My name is David. I've been a pharmacist for 44 years, and I'm from Flowery Branch, Georgia. When I first started taking Prevagen, I noticed stuff just seemed to come together and fit like a jigsaw puzzle. When I have customers come in, I recommend Prevagen. Number one, because it's safe and effective, does not require a prescription. And I've been taking it quite a while myself, and I know it works. I wouldn't recommend something like Prevagen if I didn't think it was worth it because it works so good for me. And I love it when the customers come back in and tell me, David, that really works so good. Makes my day.
Prevagen, at stores everywhere without a prescription. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Testimonialist was compensated for their time.
Listen to us on your smart speaker. Just ask to play our call letters. WHIR.
Back to work again. There's no more fun. Staying out all night. Sleeping late was nice. I'm left with those. Back to work was. I'll cry.
it wasn't a long weekend, but it is Tuesday. Yeah, Tuesday, July the 29th, and I'm drinking some coffee in studio, which I typically do, but I ran out of what I usually drink, which is Folgers breakfast blend, so I had to bring in some coffee from home, because I woke up this morning and realized yesterday I used all my coffee, and I couldn't run to the store this early in the morning and buy coffee. So I brought some from home, and the stuff that Rebecca had extra that I know that she doesn't use is Starbucks coconut coffee. It's not great, Bob. It doesn't taste real great, but we're powering through our coffee this morning. And a lot of coffee drinkers would admit that they're addicted to caffeine, but they're usually lighthearted about it, even though it may have a death grip on their mornings. A new survey says 81% of Americans drink caffeine. About a half of them say their biggest source of caffeine is coffee. 20% it's soda. 7% are like James, they sip on tea, and 4% guzzle energy drinks. But 81% of Americans drink caffeine.
This is the talk of the town, AM 1230, and now on FM 103.9, WHIR Danville, powered by Kentucky WiMAX.
It's 8 o'clock.
NBC News Radio. I'm Michael Kastner. 5 people are dead, including the gunman, after a shooting in Midtown Manhattan. The shooting took place Monday night when a man with an M4 rifle entered a skyscraper and began opening fire.
We lost 4 souls to another senseless act of gun violence.
That's Mayor Eric Adams, who said one of the victims was an NYPD officer. The suspect, identified as a 27-year-old man, traveled across the country before arriving in New York City and has a history of mental health issues. He died from an apparent self-inflicted gunshot wound. NYPD Commissioner Jessica Tisch said the gunman's car contained a rifle case with rounds, a loaded revolver, ammunition, and magazines. Jeffrey Epstein co-conspirator Ghislaine Maxwell is calling on the Supreme Court to overturn her sex trafficking conviction. More from Mark Mayfield.
In a new brief, Maxwell's lawyers argue an agreement made between Epstein and the U.S. government shields her from prosecution. The Second U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals had ruled the agreement made by Epstein with Florida prosecutors to plead guilty did not apply in New York. Maxwell is currently serving a 20-year sentence in federal prison. She met with Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche for questioning last week as the Trump administration faces pressure to release all files related to the Epstein case. I'm Mark Mayfield.
The Federal Reserve kicks off a 2-day meeting today amid mounting pressure to lower interest rates. Rory O'Neill with more.
President Trump has made it clear he wants Fed Chairman Jerome Powell and the governors to lower interest rates now to make it cheaper to borrow money and spur investment. The Fed has said inflation is still a bit too high and looming tariffs complicate the issue. Most investors predict the Fed will choose to hold interest rates steady for now, anticipating at least one rate cut before the end of the year.
Michael Kastner, NBC News Radio.
Hard to provide a better life for your family. The only problem is that you now have a tax bill that you can't afford to pay. The IRS is now threatening to garnish your wages and put a levy on your bank account. You can't ignore the IRS. They won't go away on their own. You need help, and you need it now. Call the Tax Pros at United Tax Fix today. Call 800-762-2768. That's 800-762-2768.
This is Matt Jones with KSR, and summertime is finally here. So whether you ride, pedal, walk, or drive, Kentuckians are reminded to follow the rules of the road as traffic increases across the state. Buckle up, put your phone down, obey the speed limit, and always travel sober. If riding a bike or motorcycle, wear a helmet. If you're walking, stay visible. Let's work together for the safety of everyone using our roadways. Be safe, Kentucky. It's brought to you by Team Kentucky and the Office of Highway Safety.
Layoffs are coming for Spirit Airlines. More from Brian Shook.
The Florida-based discount carrier said Monday it will furlough 270 pilots this fall as it reduces its off-season schedule to cut costs. The airline will also downgrade more than 100 pilots from captain to first officer as of October 1st. Spirit has struggled to turn a profit since it emerged from Chapter 11 bankruptcy in March. I'm Brian Shook.
Cincinnati's police chief is angry after an attack in the downtown area that went viral.
What should we expect from our youth if this is the kind of adult behavior that is setting an example for them?
The online cell phone videos show a man and a woman being physically attacked by a group of people on Saturday. On Monday, the police chief said 5 people have been charged and she anticipates more arrests. She added she was outraged as so many people taped the incident rather than calling the police. The new Tesla diner and charging station in Hollywood is already drawing protesters. Tammy Trujillo reports.
In the last few days, dozens of people have held demonstrations outside the business. Some are upset with Tesla CEO Elon Musk following his involvement with the Trump administration and Doge earlier this year. Others are upset about the 24/7 diner itself. Residents say it's been causing significant traffic problems since opening just last week. They're also complaining about constant honking and say they're having trouble parking and crossing Santa Monica Boulevard.
A pair of Kobe Bryant game-worn shoes have sold for $240,000. Daniel Martindale with more.
The shoes were sold on Monday by SCP Auctions. Bryant, who died in a helicopter crash in 2020, wore the shoes during his first ever NBA start on January 28, 1997. He was just 18 years old at the time. The autographed Adidas EQT Top 10 are now the second most expensive pair of Kobe Bryant shoes ever sold.
Michael Kastner, NBC News Radio.
At Monticello Bank, helping your business thrive is our business. We offer a variety of products designed to make banking easier. Whether your company is large or small, you can count on us to provide accounts, loans, and other services built around the way you do business, including e-deposit, our remote deposit capture system, and merchant processing. Speak with one of our representatives and let us help you solve your business financial needs today. Monticello Bank, where people matter. Member FDIC, equal housing lender on the Danville Bypass.
Experience family fun with a Kentucky twist at Kentucky Kingdom Theme and Water Park. New for 2025, surround yourself with the beauty of Kentucky as you explore Discovery Meadow, a delightful new adventure featuring exciting new rides, beloved characters, and tasty treats to savor. Create unforgettable family memories while celebrating the bold spirit of Kentucky. Get 2 days of fun for one great price. Buy online only for just $49.99 at KentuckyKingdom.com/special offer.
Good morning to you. It's Tuesday, the 29th day of July, 72.5 degrees here in Danville on this Tuesday morning. We're getting a lot warmer than that. Forecast is coming your way. News comes up here first, brought to you by Stewart Powell Ford Mazda. This is a Hometown Radio Network information update. Mark your calendars for the annual Soul of 2nd Street in Danville. It'll happen on Friday and Saturday, August the 8th and 9th, starting that Friday evening with a dinner, recognition, live music, and more at the showroom on Lebanon Road. Then Saturday, the parade is at 2 on Main Street, followed by more music, vendors, family tent, and more at Constitution Square Park. This year's Soul of 2nd Street Festival will specifically focus on honoring the legacy of Bates School. For more information, visit Soul of 2nd Street Festival on Facebook. The 106th Annual Danville Boyle County Chamber of Commerce Awards Gala is coming up in September, and the event will be in memory of former director Jeff Jewell, who died earlier this year. Tickets for that event, which will be a Western soiree, are available now, and they're looking for chamber members to send photos or memories of Jeff Jewell to them for a slideshow. For more information, contact the Danville Boyle County Chamber of Commerce. Boyle County Schools families are asked to complete their household income form for this school year. Only one form per household is needed and could help you qualify for school fee assistance, family resource and youth service center support, and future EBT benefits. You can find the link to that online at the Boyle County Schools Facebook page. A Louisville man is behind bars after he broke into a home in Stanford and held an elderly man against his will. WKYT's reporting that 33-year-old Tay Dorham was arrested after he ran from Lincoln deputies yesterday morning. Deputies say that Dorham matched the description of a man who had entered a nearby home on Shayvilla Court. When officers got there, they said they heard him yelling inside, and after knocking on the door, they heard one voice say, "Come on in," while another voice told them to get out of the way. Because of that, they forced their way in, and when they did, they saw an 81-year-old man walking slowly down the hallway with his hands up. Dorham was then found trying to escape through a front window. The victim told police that when he answered the door, Dorham forced his way in and tried to offer him money to stay quiet. He's facing multiple charges. The Cartersville Paint Lick Fire Department has reached full staffing. We told you about this story last week, how a rash of resignations, including the longtime fire chief, left that fire department understaffed. Fire Chief Dean Vinsel and 12 volunteer firefighters all resigned, leaving the department with just 6 active members and well short of state regulations. Vinsel said that mounting internal challenges and a shifting dynamic between the fire board and local government officials led to his decision. Despite being understaffed, the state did agree to allow time for the Cartersville Paint Lick Fire Department to fill those vacancies. And now they have. The Garrett Central Record reports that the fire department now has 13 members and 1 fire chief, making it qualify for operational status. I'm Joe Mathis.
We love NASCAR. Catch the races here on WHIR AM 1230.
David is a real Prevagen user, and this is his story.
Nice to meet you. My name is David. I've been a pharmacist for 44 years, and I'm from Flowery Branch, Georgia. When I first started taking Prevagen, I noticed stuff just seemed to come together and fit like a jigsaw puzzle. When I have customers come in, I recommend Prevagen. Number one, because it's safe and effective, does not require a prescription, and I've been taking it quite a while myself, and I know it works. I wouldn't recommend something like Prevagen if I didn't think it was worth it, because it works so good for me. And I love it when the customers come back in and tell me, David, that really works so good. Makes my day.
Prevagen, at stores everywhere without a prescription. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Testimonialist was compensated for their time.
This Joe Show weather report is brought to you by...
Okay, there, Riley Joe. It's coming your way, courtesy of the Big Deals online store, hometownlive.net. Shop and save on gift certificates to local businesses and big-time discounts up to 50% every single day. Big Deals online store, hometownlive.net. Sunshine, high today 93, low of 73, 103 the heat index, 102 the heat index tomorrow, and 85 is the high on Thursday. Rain showers coming in, cool us down for Friday, where we get 83 is the high. It's 8:11 in the morning. It's 72 degrees here in Danville. I'm so glad you're on the Joe Show this morning. 859-238 WHIR. Cup of coffee in my left hand and the telephone in my right hand. I guess the slider for the telephone in my right hand, because we're talking with Colleen from the Boyle County Public Library. Good morning, Colleen. How are you?
Good morning, Joe. I'm well. How are you?
Doing great, Colleen.
Doing
great. I've got a son, Colleen, now that I've got a son. I've had a son, but I got a son now that he wants to just wrestle all the time. My mom took them to Junction City. Was that last Thursday, Wednesday, Thursday?
Tuesday.
Okay, a week ago today, and they went to watch wrestling in Junction City, and then they went to the Bunny Rabbit's birthday party too. After that, they made a day of it with the library activities. And he came home, and my mom watches him, my daughter, our other son, and then another friend's kid, and they all play together all day long. And he was wanting to do, he's the only boy old enough, right? My son's too young, but there's 2 other girls. He was wanting to do wrestling moves on the girls. And like, dude, you can't, come on, you don't be too rough. He wants a championship wrestling belt now from Walmart. Y'all got him hooked now on wrestling after going to that wrestling event.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I love it. I was the same way when I was a kid. Me and my brothers wrestled all the time. So we but they had a great time there at the library events last week.
I'm so glad to hear that. There were a couple of kids who showed up with wrestling belts and other kinds of costumes. So, he's not too far off base.
Good. He got a picture of one of the wrestlers too. So it was a fun time. What do we got going on this week, Colleen?
Well, this week this is our last week of summer reading. So the last week of events related to the summer program, and then we'll take a little break in August. So today we have a live action art heist, and that is for teens and adults, and it's not exactly an escape room, but maybe like a locked room mystery kind of thing that you have to solve all these clues in order to solve who did the art heist.
Okay.
So I think it'll be really fun. There are multiple sessions, and you have to register for a session. So if people would like to attend, they need to go online and register.
Awesome. Good stuff. Okay.
Yep. And then tomorrow we have, of course, the walking tour downtown that starts at 10 o'clock at Grayson Stavern. And then we have Curiosity 101, the last session for the summer, which is drawing with Brandon Long. Drawing what you see is what he called it. So that should be fun. That's at 3:30 tomorrow. Then Thursday we have our last Thursday Fun Day for this summer, and it's a dinosaur encounter. And if you come, you will be able to meet a 17-foot Triceratops named Serafina.
Okay.
So that should be really fun. Then at that same day on Thursday at 2:30, there's team painting program. And then Friday we have a kids drawing program with telling stories through comics, again with Brandon. And then that night we have the final Starlight movie night for the summer, which is Transformers.
Okay, that's this Friday?
Yes.
Okay.
It's August 1st, but we're going to have a movie to round out the summer.
Yeah, got to. Got to end it with one last shebang.
That's right, exactly.
Hey, the weather is going to be awesome Friday night, too. I mean,
think it will be.
Low of 62, like maybe people bringing blankets out or something like that.
That would be so much fun.
Yeah, get a little fall crisp in the air on Friday night. It's going to be great weather for it. So.
Yeah, please do come.
Yeah, good stuff. Anything else, Colleen?
Yep. Just the only thing I want to say that if you're participating in the reading portion using Beanstalk, the app that we use to track reading, the last day to log any time for the summer is Friday. So you'll be locked out after that. So please turn in all your prize requests, your book requests, all your raffle tickets, everything by Friday.
That sounds good. So do that by Friday on Beanstalk.
That's right.
There it is, Colleen with the library. Colleen, people have any questions or want to know what's going on? How can they keep in touch with you all?
They can call us at 238-READ, which is 238-7323, or they can find us at our website, boylepublib.org, or on Facebook and Instagram.
There you go, Colleen with the library. Colleen, appreciate you being on. We'll talk to you again next Tuesday morning. That'll be August the 5th. August the 5th. Yeah. Okay. There you go. Colleen, appreciate it.
What dates.
Talk to you later.
Okay, have a good day.
Bye. Colleen
Bye-bye.
with the Boyle County Public Library. Great things going on the final week of the summer reading program at the library. Sort of Sports Report. Let's take a look at what's going on in those sports news that you may not get in TV or radio newscast and sportscast. Here we go. You get them here, though, in the Joe Show. This Saturday, Major League Baseball single-game attendance record is expected to be broken. It's a shame that 85,000 people have to go watch the pitiful Atlanta Braves take on your powerhouse Cincinnati Reds. Go ahead and give them the World Series trophy. Yesterday, it was announced that the MLB Speedway Classic at Bristol Motor Speedway has seen ticket sales exceed 85,000. The battle between the Reds and Braves will be the first ever Major League Baseball game played in the state of Tennessee. The current record for paid attendance for a professional game, 84,587 for a doubleheader between the Indians and the Yankees on September the 12th of 1954. So 71 years later, that attendance record will be broken. Madden NFL 26 is coming up, and later today we'll see the rookie player ratings released. And later in the week will come the offensive player ratings, defensive player ratings, and the full reveal and X Factors. Yesterday came the ratings everyone really cares about, the 99 Club, which features a few players so good they're given a perfect score in the upcoming NFL football game. Your 2025 99 Club members. Players that are 99 overall. Josh Allen, the Bills quarterback. Saquon Barkley, the Eagles running back. Jamar Chase, your Cincinnati Bengals wide receiver. Myles Garrett, Cleveland Brown, and Radio Rick, defensive end. Lamar Jackson, quarterback for the Ravens. Justin Jefferson, wide receiver for the Vikings. And Lane Johnson, offensive lineman for the Eagles. Hey, late last week, there was some controversy surrounding a bat flip at a New Jersey Little League game. After bashing a home run, 12-year-old Marco Rocco celebrated by flipping his bat. And that was deemed dangerous in a show of bad sportsmanship and resulted in his ejection from the game and suspension from playing in the New Jersey State Championship. A temporary restraining order was filed, which resulted in the decision being reversed, allowing Rocco to play for the Haddonfield in the championship event. During that event, the kid put out a .625 average. He scored 6 runs and had 4 RBI over 3 games. In his final at-bat of the last game, Rocco launched another bomb, this time laying his bat calmly near the batter's box before taking his lap around the bases. His team did lose, however, and he was unable to advance to the Little League World Series. The suspended bat flipper was able to come back, but his team lost anyway. And sort of sports sounds for you starting off in college football, where Deion Sanders, Coach Prime, revealed yesterday that he fought through bladder cancer in this offseason, and he is good to go. Deion Sanders on his diagnosis.
And there's some people out there right now dealing with the same issue, affected by that C word that we usually, when we hear that word, is normally a life sentence attached to it, but not this time.
Yeah, ESPN yesterday also remembered Chicago Cubs great Ryne Sandberg, who did die from cancer at the age of 65.
There was a certain elegance beyond his greatness and toughness to Cubs Hall of Fame second baseman Ryne Sandberg. There was a regal quality to the way he swung the bat, the way he caught a ground ball, the way he ran the bases, and the way he always carried himself.
Make a great play, act like you've done it before. Hit a home run, put your head down, drop the bat, run around the bases. Because the name on the front is a lot more important than the name on the back.
There you go. ESPN remembers Ryne Sandberg. That's what's going on in this morning's sort of Sports Report. Randy Graham has got Randyisms coming your way next on The Joe Show.
Hello, Central Kentucky. I'm Steve Bertram with sports. There's lots of baseball news today. Perhaps the saddest is the loss of Hall of Famer Ryne Sandberg, who died yesterday at the age of 65. Sandberg was a great second baseman who played mostly for the Cubs, but also the Phillies. He'd been battling cancer. Speaking of the Hall of Fame, Ichiro Suzuki became the first Japanese-born entrant to Cooperstown Sunday. Also enshrined with Ichiro were pitchers C.C. Sabathia and Billy Wagner. Sluggers Richie Allen and Dave Parker went in posthumously. Major League Baseball's gambling probe has led to another Cleveland Guardians pitcher to be placed on leave with pay. Closer Emmanuel Clase will be out of the game until August 31st. Teammate Luis Ortiz was suspended earlier this month. On the field yesterday, the Dodgers ended the Braves' 4-game winning streak, 5-2 last night. L.A. and Cincinnati meet again this evening at Great American Ballpark. Elsewhere, Milwaukee doubled up the Chicago Cubs 8-4. It was the Pirates 6, Giants 5, Rockies 8, Guardians 6, Cardinals 7, Marlins 1, Braves 10, Royals 7, Rays 4, Yankees 2, and the Padres 7, Mets 6. Other winners were the Angels, Mariners, Nationals, Orioles, Tigers, Twins, and White Sox. Kentucky football has hired another assistant coach. Head coach Mark Stoops introduced Greg Fry last week. Fry will be working with the linemen. He spent the last 2 years at Tulsa. Stoops and Fry coached together some 30 years ago at South Florida. Don't forget, the Wildcats Fan Day is set for this Saturday at the Kraft Practice Facility. UK opens the season Saturday, August 30th against Toledo at Kroger Field on Z105, your home for the Cats. That's sports. God bless America. I'm Steve Bertram on the Hometown Radio Network.
If you use electric appliances in the bathroom, garage, or outdoors, any place where moisture is present, you need a GFCI. The folks at your local electric cooperative want you to know that a GFCI, or ground fault circuit interrupter, will help you use those appliances safely by protecting you from electrical shocks. If you'd like to learn more about GFCIs, call your local electric cooperative. We're Kentucky's electric cooperatives, and our power is our people.
Intercounty Energy at Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
Hey, it's Joe Pags. Make plans to join us for the show. We're bringing the top news stories that are affecting you, the top stories from social media, pop culture stories, could be in sports. Maybe we'll sing a song or two or three or make fun of somebody that you want us to make fun of. That plus, of course, a big part of the program is you calling in. Look, we can agree, we can debate, we can yell at each other, we can sing a song together. We do it all right here on the Joe Pags Show, Monday through Friday, from 6 to 9 on WHIR AM 1230 and online at hometownlive.net.
This Joe Show weather report is brought to you by...
Okay, Rayleigh Joe brought to you by The Little Sign Shop. Need a sign, a banner, or decal fast? The owners and operators have got you covered. The Little Sign Shop. Full color digital printing, magnetic signs, auto signage, and logo design. You know they're in Danville, where 2nd and 4th Streets meet. Call them 859-238-7391. Partly sunny, 93's the high. 103 is the heat index for today. 102 the heat index for tomorrow. And on Thursday, rain showers, which cool us off for the upcoming weekend. Right now, it's 73 degrees, and Randy Graham is ready to rock Randyisms. Take it away, Randy.
Good morning, Sir Joe in the Know, and what another great day it is to get up and get at 'em. Well, Joe, I had an applicable life moment on Sunday in the church parking lot. You see, the previous Friday, I was with my 9-year-old granddaughter, Georgia girl, and school being just a couple weeks away, she wanted me to test her on her knowledge regarding different subjects, such as reading, math, and history, with such challenges as I giving her a subject area and her creating a poem right there on the spot, as well as multiplication tables and specifics regarding history. But seeing my Bible next to the bed, she wanted to quiz me as well. And she asked me her first question, how many books are in the Bible? Joe, I did not know, and hesitated and replied, well, Georgia, I used to know, but Rah-Rah has forgotten. Now, Joe, don't misunderstand. I'm far from being a Bible scholar or a holier-than-thou individual, as my friends can attest to my life discretions. And then she asked me, well, have you ever read all of the Bible? And Joe, again, I had to admit the truth. I said, well, Georgia, I've read most of it, but no, I've not read all the books in the Bible. And I feels bad about that. And obviously, Georgia, feeling a little sorry for putting me in an uncomfortable position, followed with, well, you haven't read all the Bible, and I haven't read all the Harry Potter books, so here we are. From the mouth of babes. So Joe, leaving church on Sunday, of course, attending church in Somerset where Georgia and her mom attend, I saw what I assumed to be Georgia and her mom passing by in the car. So I began waving, giving the hand sign that represents I love you and shouting the same, before looking up and seeing Georgia and her mother entering another white car. And in my embarrassment I just had to tell myself, so here we are. But talking things not always being as they seem, did you see where this starvation video of a young child from Gaza Strip going viral? Even stumping President Trump and other leaders of the world in the same way I was stumped, thinking I was seeing my granddaughter and her mom in that white car. But seeing that viral video, I just thought, well, something doesn't look right. And so I went to my old reliable, yes, the Jerusalem Post, to get the real news on what's going on in Israel. Because they will defend false and viral information that is unfairly slandering Israel, as has been done in the false impression that Israel is not providing food for the Gaza Strip. And lo and behold, Joe, right on the front page, the truth was told by the coordinator of government activities in the territories, or what they call GOCAT, revealing that the Gazan child, which even fooled our president, had been evacuated from the Gaza Strip back in June and was receiving care in Italy, along with his mother and brother. And the fact is, the child suffers from a genetic disorder which makes him look emaciated. As they were quoted, tragic images rightfully stir strong emotions, but when they're misused to fuel hatred and lies, they do more harm than good. Indeed, giving credence to the biblical statement that there will be a time when the whole world will turn against, Israel. Yeah, things don't always look as they seem. Sure, there are those who are hungry and suffering in Gaza, but not because at the hands of Israel, because they're providing food just as often as it is intercepted by Hamas and sold out to the black market, back to their own people when distributed through the United Nations. And why Israel and America are wanting to distribute the food and get it out of the hands of the corrupt United Nations organization, where Hamas has even shot at their own people who are standing in line to receive the food and then blaming it on Israel. But the fact is, things aren't always as they seem, especially when being reported on by the mainstream press, and while one has to be careful in learning how to read between the lines to find the truth. Like, for example, did you see here in Cincinnati, this guy was beaten to the ground and stomped by a mob early in the morning over the weekend, including a female who tried to defend him being knocked out cold by some dude? I mean, looked as if she was dead as she laid there with her eyes open. Thank goodness for the Hindu Times, of all people, who was the first country to report the incident until Vice President J.D. Vance brought it to the attention of a national public. Now, why was this not on the front page and news story of every organization? Same reason the false story of the emaciated child was reported on as starvation in the Gaza Strip. It fit the news media's narrative in the same way the Cincinnati story did not, and why I mentioned we have to learn to read between the lines of the news in order to find the truth. You see, after all the rot and stink circulated by the false narrative of the Black Lives Matters movement, a white dude and girl being pummeled to the ground just didn't fit the proper definition of the racism narrative that so many of the news organizations want to promote. In the same way, they try to create and interpret the news instead of just reporting the truth. Of course, also the question is, what is anyone doing out at 3 o'clock in the morning? And thus providing some truth to the old parent's statement that nothing is good happening past 12 o'clock midnight. Which is not always the truth, but close enough to being on target. But regardless, it's not illegal to go out at 3 o'clock in the morning. But it shows a rot in our society when people are more interested in just taking time to video a beating instead of putting a phone camera down and helping stop such tragedies. Now, how it got started is now being investigated by the Cincinnati police. But even that is already being manipulated by the words of the chief police saying they're going to charge all who tried to cause harm to another. Which means that if the person who was trying to take up for themselves in their defense, just like in many schools today, that person will be considered as guilty as the bully who started it. Just like some of the ridiculous school policies that find the recipient of aggressive behavior being just as guilty as the bully who starts it if the recipient retaliates by defending his or herself. Talking BS or Bashir stuff, yeah, Biden stuff. Kind of like Georgia and her mother driving to Danville on Saturday and going through downtown, seeing a group of self-proclaimed intellectual elites, ignorant of history and truth, holding up a sign that read, "Honk if you hate Nazis," obviously referencing the Trump administration. Not even historically educated enough to understand that when they point, they have three fingers pointing right back at themselves. Yeah, the propaganda and false narratives shows the importance of us being able to read between the lines. Yes, things aren't always as they seem. And why our forefathers stated that in order for our republic to last, it would require an informed populace, such being so important. But you know, Joe, at least we have a constitution that defends a free press and a right to protest ignorance, as we witnessed in downtown Danville. Yeah, the right to be wrong. And the choice for the press to either report or contort the news as they wish in Cincinnati, or just not report on it at all if it doesn't fit their narrative. But that's why we're here, Joe, as a Central Kentucky voice of truth, reason, and common sense. Like my granddaughter, 9-year-old Georgia girl, reminds us. Well, rah-rah, you haven't read all the Bible, and I haven't read all the Harry Potter books, so here we are.
Randyisms, the thoughts of Randy Graham. We call those Randy Graham's Thoughts, Tuesdays and Thursdays right here on The Joe Show at this time on WHIR Danville News Talk Sports. Coming up, James the Gardener is going to join us. We'll see what's going on in the garden with James. We'll have Dusty on here as well in the 9 o'clock or the morning hour, and a Tuesday with Steph and Yeager will join us at 9:35.
For the cycling enthusiast, it's not a race, it's a journey. Start your journey at Danville Bike and Footwear and get ready for the cycling season with a new bike or a tune-up. Danville Bike and Footwear features both specialized and Trek products and is now receiving shipments of new e-bikes. Come in and custom build your dream bike or refurbish that bike you've been waiting to ride all winter. Pedal on into Danville Bike and Footwear, located 417 West Main Street in beautiful downtown Danville, a place where adventure and comfort ride together.
Be cautious of repair people who stop by unexpectedly. If they demand cash before they perform services like roofing or painting, it could be a scam. Hi, I'm Adam Hopkins, Security Officer at Farmers National Bank. Ask for references and don't be pressured to pay before the work is done.
This is a Hometown Radio Network information update. Mark your calendars for the annual Soul of 2nd Street in Danville. It'll happen on Friday and Saturday, August the 8th and 9th, starting that Friday evening with a dinner, recognition, live music, and more at the showroom on Lebanon Road. Then Saturday, the parade is at 2 on Main Street, followed by more music, vendors, family tent, and more at Constitution Square Park. This year's Soul of 2nd Street Festival will specifically focus on honoring the legacy of Bates School. For more information, visit Soul of 2nd Street Festival on Facebook. The 106th Annual Danville-Boyle County Chamber of Commerce Awards Gala is coming up in September, and the event will be in memory of former director Jeff Jewell, who died earlier this year. Tickets for that event, which will be a Western soiree, are available now, and they're looking for chamber members to send photos or memories of Jeff Jewell to them for a slideshow. For more information, contact the Danville-Boyle County Chamber of Commerce. Boyle County Schools families are asked to complete their household income form for this school year. Only one form per household is needed and could help you qualify for school fee assistance, family resource and youth service center support, and future EBT benefits. You can find the link to that online at the Boyle County Schools Facebook page. A Louisville man is behind bars after he broke into a home in Stanford and held an elderly man against his will. WKYT's reporting that 33-year-old Tay Dorham was arrested after he ran from Lincoln deputies yesterday morning. Deputies say that Dorham matched the description of a man who had entered a nearby home on Shayvilla Court. When officers got there, they said they heard him yelling inside, and after knocking on the door, they heard one voice say, "Come on in," while another voice told them to get out of the way. Because of that, they forced their way in, and when they did, they saw an 81-year-old man walking slowly down the hallway with his hands up. Dorham was then found trying to escape through a front window. The victim told police that when he answered the door, Dorham forced his way in and tried to offer him money to stay quiet. He's facing multiple charges. The Cartersville Paint Lick Fire Department has reached full staffing. We told you about this story last week, how a rash of resignations, including the longtime fire chief, left that fire department understaffed. Fire Chief Dean Vinsel and 12 volunteer firefighters all resigned, leaving the department with just 6 active members and well short of state regulations. Vinsel said that mounting internal challenges and a shifting dynamic between the fire board and local government officials led to his decision. Despite being understaffed, the state did agree to allow time for the Cartersville Paint Lick Fire Department to fill those vacancies. And now they have. The Garrett Central Record reports that the fire department now has 13 members and 1 fire chief, making it qualify for operational status. I'm Joe Mathis.
Hey, me again, your radio. Today we are testing speaker separation, and to help out, I've borrowed Fluffy, the boss's cat. So let's start with Fluffy in your left channel. And now, Fluffy in your right channel. Whoa! The apple does not fall far from the tree. Apparently, Fluffy has a little attitude, much like the boss. We call that catitude. So it seems everything on your radio is working just fine, but let's talk about your business. How's that working out for you? If you're ready to take profits to the next level, you should consider radio. Radio is not only a great way to reach new customers, but it's a proven way to help generate return business. And radio has the best ROI of any media. Your ad dollars work harder with me. That's why radio delivers results. No cats were physically harmed in the making of this commercial. Fluffy's ego, maybe a little bit.
Promote your business to thousands of potential customers every week. To learn more, go online to advertisecentralkentucky.com. That's advertisecentralkentucky.com.
David is a real Prevagen user, and this is his story.
Nice to meet you. My name is David. I've been a pharmacist for 44 years, and I'm from Flowery Branch, Georgia. When I first started taking Prevagen, I noticed stuff just seemed to come together and fit like a jigsaw puzzle. When I have customers come in, I recommend Prevagen. Number one, because it's safe and effective, does not require a prescription, and I've been taking it quite a while myself, and I know it works. I wouldn't recommend something like Prevagen if I didn't think it was worth it, because it works so good for me. And I love it when the customers come back in and tell me, David, that really works so good. Makes my day.
Prevagen, at stores everywhere without a prescription. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Testimonialist was compensated for their time.
This Joe Show weather report is brought to you by...
Okay, Riley Joe, coming your way, courtesy of the Big Deals online store, hometownlife.net. Shop and save on gift certificates to local businesses at big-time discounts, up to 50% every single day. The Big Deals online store, hometownlife.net. Rain showers possible, but partly sunny skies and super hot. 93 is the high, 103 the heat index. Tomorrow, 95 the high, 102 the heat index. Thursday, high of 85. Friday, partly sunny, and 83's the high because of the rain showers that come in there on Thursday. 8:38 in the morning, it's 74 degrees. Pammy, what's going on with you?
Hi, I'm Pam Stewart-Clark, and this is Wedding Planning with Pam. You spent days, maybe weeks, selecting your designer gown. Now it's time to concentrate on the centerpiece of your reception, your wedding cake. You can have a traditional off-white tiered confection, a tower of brightly colored hearts, a large sheet cake, or a dessert shaped like a flower. If you dream of spice cake or mousse cake or devil's food, fine, but the devil is in the details, and the cake recipe you choose may influence what your finished product will look like. A delicate chiffon cake may not be strong enough to support multi-tiers and heavy frosting. A dense fruit cake may weigh too much to stand on heirloom cake pillars. If your wedding is an outdoor summer affair, heat-sensitive desserts such as cheesecake, meringue, or ice cream cakes could be dangerous. The most all-round, easy to decorate, easy to stack, temperature-proof cake is the butter cake. This not too dense, not too delicate, not too moist, not too dry cake can be flavored in a variety of delicious ways with chocolate, lemon, liqueur, vanilla, almond, orange, and spice. Your wedding cake can be made in a variety of configurations, limited only by your imagination and the baker's skill. My love note, fruit and nut wedding cakes are yummy, but you may want to avoid nuts unless you are absolutely certain that not a single one of your guests suffers from nut allergies.
Back to school is on the brain. That means new notebooks, pencils, new everything. And while the kids are getting ready to get book smart, it's time for you to save smart with Straight Talk Wireless. Switch now and get a free Moto G 2025 with 5G when you activate select plans. Now that's a smart call. Get Straight Talk covered by Verizon's 5G network. Available at straighttalk.com and Walmart. Offer valid through 10/19/25. Taxes and fees apply. Purchase of gold unlimited plan or higher required for offer. Must activate the plan in-store at Walmart. Cannot be combined with other offers.
Paul's new drone startup just lost its most genius computer scientist.
We just lost our best genius to some new genius who's got a genius new idea. I'm going to have to find a new genius, or two half geniuses, and fast.
He needs a computer scientist that can keep his startup from falling down.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. When you sponsor a job on Indeed, it's easier for talented candidates to find it, which makes it easier for you to hire them. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Hi, I'm Brent Blevins, Public Health Director of the Boyle County Health Department with an important message. The American Cancer Society estimates that nearly 3,500 deaths per year in Kentucky can be attributed to lung cancer. Most people are aware that cigarette smoking may contribute to lung cancer, but are unaware of another serious lung cancer threat, radon. In fact, the Environmental Protection Agency states that prolonged exposure to elevated levels of radon gas is the second leading cause of lung cancer. Now you may be asking yourself a few questions like, what is an elevated level of radon? Where does radon come from? Or how can I tell if radon is in my home? Your Boyle County Health Department stands ready to answer your questions and help determine if your family may be at risk. Simply contact our environmental staff at 859-236-2053. The health of your family depends on it.
Thinking about buying a home, starting a business, or tackling a renovation? Whitaker Bank is here to help you make it happen. This is Ronald Howard. I'm a loan officer at Whitaker Bank in Danville. We understand that every financial decision is personal. That's why we offer local expertise and reliable service. Let's find the right solution for you. Call me at 859-236-9822 today, and let's take the next step together. Whitaker Bank, uniquely Kentucky. Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Be prepared for what Mother Nature brings. Keep up to date with weather forecasts here every hour on WHIR.
.42 in the morning. Happy to have you aboard. Tuned into the show this morning. 859-238-9447. The phone number to call in, 238-WHIR. A Ryanair passenger recently dropped to her knees and was in tears after being denied boarding because her luggage was too large. And they had her begging for her baggage.
Want to save big on those pesky baggage fees? Introducing the new Beg for Your Baggage program from Ryanair. Yes, no matter how big your luggage is, if you can beg and plead well enough, we won't charge you extra baggage fees. That's our promise.
All right, sir, we're now ready to pre-board flight 1125, but I see that your luggage seems a little big.
Please don't charge me extra.
Oh, you can do better than that.
I'm begging you, please don't charge me an extra baggage fee. Please.
Kneel before me.
I'm on my knees. I will do anything to avoid the fees. Is there anything I can do? Have a heart.
Very good. All right, you're free to board the plane with your luggage with no additional fee.
Nice.
The new Beg for Your Baggage program from Ryanair. Book your flight today.
Grub Gab, the world of food, where, ladies and gentlemen, you can always just eat it. Starting off with Starbucks. For the first time in 2 years, Starbucks is bringing back one of its most requested menu items that's been discontinued. Raspberry syrup. When it was taken off the menu back in 2023, fans were outraged, with one Redditor saying, quote, "Someone say it isn't so. I love that syrup more than anything." In a press release, the company said, quote, "We're excited that fan-favorite raspberry syrup's going to return to Starbucks cafes in the U.S. for a limited time in July. The specific date was not given at that time, but it's now been verified that it changes on menus today. You'll be able to add that syrup beginning today to any drink you want for an 80-cent surcharge. There's also a new raspberry cream cold brew that features slow-steeped cold brew, raspberry syrup, and raspberry-infused cold foam. It'll all be available for a limited time, but expected to remain on menus to the end of the summer, when the pumpkin spice latte will be showing up. A reviewer tried the new raspberry cream cold brew, said it was, quote, "the perfect summer flavor, so you can try it yourself today at your nearest Starbucks location." When you're looking for a healthy fast food options, tacos from Taco Bell may not be the first thing that comes to mind, but their tacos are more nutritious than you may have thought. Their famous crunchy taco checks in with 170 calories, 9 grams of fat, 4 grams of saturated fat, 310 milligrams of sodium, and 7 grams of protein, and no sugar at all. If you order 3 of them, you're still getting a pretty nutritious meal. If you compare Taco Bell's tacos with burgers from places like Wendy's and McDonald's, you might even be more surprised. Dave's single from Wendy's has 70 more calories than 3 tacos from Taco Bell, along with more fat, more sodium, and more added sugar. The McDonald's quarter pounder with cheese and a combo meal contains 750 calories. These numbers make the Taco Bell nutrition look better and better. If you want an even more nutritious taco from Taco Bell, you can get a chicken or beef soft taco or a nacho cheese Dorito Loco taco. All of those choices are less than 180 calories with very little sugar. There is a little more sodium in all 3. And speaking of sugar, Mountain Dew is frequently releasing new flavors and products. And already this summer, we've seen returning Infinite Swirl, new Dragon Fruit, and Baja Cabo Citrus Soda. Now they're introducing a new flavor, Mountain Dew Honeydew. It was released in Canada in 2023. It's now coming to the United States. A traditional citrus flavor along with sweet, juicy honeydew flavors. Mountain Dew releases a honeydew drink. You want to eat healthy? Go to Taco Bell. Starbucks is bringing back raspberry syrup. Grub Gab, where you can just eat it, folks.
Now, for the next few minutes, the man with the jolly green thumb and the big straw hat is going to tell us where it's at. Gardening with James, that's the name. Growing good food, that's our aim. Working in our garden every day. Well, we might not be all that pretty, but we don't mind getting all dirty and gritty. Growing our food the natural way. Yes, we're gardening with James, the natural way. Let's dig it, James.
What's going on, James?
What's going on with you, Joe Show?
Oh, not much.
except for the heat.
Heat, hot. Going to get better this weekend, though, James. Weekend's going to be great.
Yeah, well, because as I look towards the weekend, like I say, but the next 2 days is going to be absolutely crazy. I mean, in the hundreds.
103, the heat index today, and a cold front tomorrow. Heat index just at 102.
Oh, is that all?
Yeah, that's it.
So we're doing good.
Yep.
Well, because I've, on our sister station, I talk about, the heat and your medications. So you have to really be careful if you're on certain medications because the heat will, change, I guess, the way it works in your body. And one of them is if you're a diuretic used for high blood pressure, being out in that heat can cause dehydration.
Yeah. Okay.
So you really have to think about what medicines you are before you go out there. And if you're going to be out there, try to find a way to be cool. And beta blockers for the heart medication, this heat will affect that. So really pay attention to where you go. If you don't have any place to go where it's cool, go to a library, go to a store where they at least have air conditioning or someplace where you can just try to stay cool, or go someplace where they have air conditioning. Antibiotics, medication for sleeping pills, and different things like that. And that heat, like I say, it just seems to do something totally different to the body and to that medication. So, check with your doctor or whatever it might be to make sure that your medications are where they're supposed to be, and maybe he or she can give you some advice on, the things that you can do in this heat.
There you go, James the Gardener. Gardening with James, Tuesdays and Thursdays, right here on the Joe Show at this time. James, appreciate you being on.
No problem, Joe.
All right, James, here we go. If you've ever dug through the deep recesses of someone's pantry, maybe you're a younger person and you dug through your grandma's pantry, you may have seen some of these items. Chowhound.com has a list of canned foods that were popular 50 years ago, but no one eats anymore. Okay. It's a trip down memory lane, James, and also a little triggering for your gag reflexes. So, James, here we go. We'll see if you remember any of these canned foods, James. Again, 50 years ago. So, how old would you have been 50 years ago?
50 years
How old
ago,
are you now?
67.
So, you would have been 17.
Yep.
So, you remember some of these, James. Let's see how many of these you remember. Right. Canned foods that were popular 50 years ago.
Okay.
Number 10. Won't make it a top 10 countdown. We'll just do it quickly. Number 10, deviled ham.
Yes.
Which was ground up ham, spiced and packed into a can, and used basically as a sandwich spread.
Exactly.
You remember deviled ham?
Ate it.
Did you like it?
Oh, yeah. That was something to eat.
If you ate, gave something to eat, yeah. Better than the alternative.
That's right.
Number 9, James, canned pork brains with milk gravy.
Not.
You can actually still buy that on Amazon right now.
Really?
Canned pork brains and milk gravy.
I've heard of it, but I never ate none.
Number 8, Campbell's pepper pot soup. That was primarily in the Philadelphia area. So if you weren't in that area, you may not have seen it.
No, haven't heard of that one.
Number 7, canned brown bread. That was primarily in the Northeast.
Never heard of that.
Bread in a can, okay?
Okay.
Number 6, boiled peanuts.
I've heard of that.
Yeah, primarily in the South, but canned boiled peanuts is what this would be. Number 5, which I still see these, canned tomatoes.
Yep.
But now, people just buy them frozen or fresh. You don't typically buy canned tomatoes.
Yeah.
Number 4, canned whole chicken. The brand Sweet Sue had canned whole chicken.
No.
Okay, James, remember that?
I had a whole chicken in a can.
We must be going back before your time, James. Way longer than 50 years ago.
That's right.
Number 3, Hunt's Puddin' snack packs.
Yeah, I've heard of those.
So, but I've seen puddin' snack packs before, but they're not canned.
No.
So this is in a can. Number 2, SpaghettiOs. People still eat SpaghettiOs, by the way. The original brand was not Chef Boyardee. It was Franco-American SpaghettiOs.
I remember that.
Jack actually wanted me. I was going to the store the other day. He's like, pick me up some ravioli. Okay. In a can, right? Like SpaghettiO ravioli in a can. That's a good little snack he likes to eat when he's hungry.
Right.
And number 1, Chef Boyardee, James, had canned macaroni and cheese.
Yep.
Do you remember canned mac and cheese?
I do.
There you go. Canned foods that were popular 50 years ago, but most people don't eat anymore. It's 8:53 in the morning. We'll see what's gone on this date in rock and roll, pop, and R&B music history. Coming up next.
Danville's deal maker, Bob Allen.
New Jeeps cost less at Bob Allen Motor Mall. Make this the summer event and save on a new Jeep Grand Cherokee L. Now lease priced at only $299 per month for 51 months. $45.92 plus first payment, taxes, and fees due at signing. 7,500 miles per year. Must have trade. Stock C25327. Bob Allen Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram on Maple Avenue in Danville, or shop online anytime at BobAllenMotorMall.com.
Discover the power of radio. If you're a business owner, did you know that radio advertising pays off over a long period of time? The advertising you do today is selling customers who may make their buying decisions weeks or even months from now. By consistently advertising, you get a long-term advantage over your competitors. Discover the power of radio.
Promote your business to thousands of potential customers every week. To learn more, go online to advertisecentralkentucky.com. That's advertisecentralkentucky.com.
This is Caraway at Mattresses and More on Houstonville Road in Danville. If you are looking for new furniture or bedding, stop by and check us out. New items arriving weekly, and we sell off the floor. Buy it today and take it home today. We offer layaway and 12 months same as cash with approved credit.
Thank you, Caraway. Again, buy it today, take it home today. Living room suits, bedroom suits, dinette sets, recliners, and more. From Mattresses and More, Southland Plaza next to Ace Hardware.
A few years ago, Steve Faircow's lungs were failing.
I don't think I had more than a couple weeks to live.
That's when Steve received a lung transplant made possible by an organ donor. Now Steve can do things he never imagined, like climbing 94 floors to the top of a skyscraper.
I never knew that breathing could feel this good. It's an incredible gift.
What could you make possible as an organ, eye, and tissue donor? Leave behind the gift of life. Go to organdonor.gov, U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Health Resources and Services Administration.
This Joe Show weather report is brought to you by...
Okay, brought to you by Dexter and Reitmeyer Insurance, your local independent insurance agency, James. Proudly representing the Auto Owners Insurance Company. Call Mark or Chris. They'll give you a free quote. 236-6686. All right, sunshine. 93. Heat index at 103. Heat index at 103.9 FM, WHIR. When you get the heat index up there where our frequencies are, our radio frequencies,
yeah,
it ain't good.
It ain't good at all.
It ain't Z105 heat index, but right. It is 103.9 FM, WHIR. You don't want heat index numbers.
No.
Those and temperatures, like if you're sick and your temperature's up there near some of our radio frequency numbers, you may want to seek immediate help.
Yes. That's way too much.
Sunny and hot tomorrow. 95 is the high. 102 is the heat index. Thursday, you get a high of 85. Rain showers, coolest town for the weekend. Going to be great over the weekend. 8:56 in the morning. Let's see real quickly, James, what's gone on this date in music history. Let's make this date a date to remember.
All right.
Starting off on this date in 1960. Where did it go? 67. Where this group started a 3-week run at number 1 with this song. The Doors started a 3-week run at number 1 with their edited version of Light My Fire. The group's first U.S. number 1, it only reached number 49 on the UK chart. Eventually, many radio stations in the U.S. would start playing the full 6-minute and 50-second album cut, which would feature a very long instrumental break in it. But it was the edited version without that instrumental break, which cut it down by about 3 minutes, I guess. For Light My Fire, which went number 1 on this date, 1967.
The time to hesitate is through. The time to wallow in the mire. Try now, we can only lose.
Speaking of long songs, it was on this date, 1968, the first recording session for this 7-minute epic took place.
Hey Jude, don't make it bad.
The Paul McCartney song was written about John Lennon's son, Julian, or Jude, When released, it became the Beatles' first single on their Apple record label. It was the #1 hit in many countries around the world, became the year's top-selling single in the UK, the US, Australia, and Canada. The Beatles on this date, 1968, with Hey Jude.
Don't be afraid. You were made to go out and get her. The minute you let her under your skin, then you begin to make it better.
And it was on this day in rock and roll, pop, and R&B music history in the year 1978. The film soundtrack for this film went #1. You recognize that? John Travolta and OMJ, Olivia Newton-John, went to #1 on the album charts with Grease. The album to the film Grease on this date, 1978. There you go, Grease, the Beatles, and the Doors made their mark on this day, July 29th, in rock and roll, pop, and R&B. It's 9 o'clock in the morning. Top Hour News is in 30 seconds.
Do you need a loan to start that new home remodeling project? Maybe you are buying a new home or refinancing your existing home. Whatever type of loan you need, Farmers National Bank is here to help you. Getting started is easy. Stop by a Farmers National Bank office in Danville, Bergen, Harrodsburg, Junction City, Lancaster, Liberty, Middleburg, Perryville, and Stanford, and talk to a member of our lending staff. Farmers National Bank, your lifetime bank. Some restrictions may apply. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
This is the talk of the town, AM 1230, and now on FM 103.9, WHIR Danville, powered by Kentucky WiMAX.
It's 9 o'clock.
NBC News Radio, I'm Michael Kastner. Investigators are trying to figure out why a gunman went on a shooting rampage, killing 4 people inside a Midtown Manhattan office building yesterday before turning the gun on himself. Scott Pringle reports that CNN got hold of a suicide note.
Investigators found a note on Shane Tamara that read in part, quote, "Terry Long football gave me CTE and it caused me to drink a gallon of antifreeze. You can't go against the NFL, they'll squash you." Long was an NFL player diagnosed with a brain disease, CTE, and committed suicide. The gunman, Tamara, appears to have been a star youth football player and has a history of mental health issues. In the note, he asked for his brain to be studied. The NFL is on several floors of the building that Tamara targeted.
A federal appeals court is hearing the Trump administration's case to overturn a temporary restraining order halting ICE raids in Southern California. Loyola Law School professor Jessica Levinson.
So I think we'll wait for a quick ruling from the Ninth Circuit that basically says what the district court did was okay, the temporary restraining order can remain in place, and then we'll move to a preliminary injunction to see if there will be more durable relief for those challenging the ICE agents' actions.
The Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals heard the case on Monday. The Trump administration says the ACLU, which filed the initial federal lawsuit, lacks the legal standing to present the case. The administration's lawyers also argued against claims of racial profiling and told judges they're not aware of any deportation quotas. The temporary restraining order has been in place since July 11th. 2 Israeli human rights organizations say Israel is committing genocide against Palestinians in Gaza.
The
declaration Monday by B'Tselem and Physicians for Human Rights marks the first time major Israeli groups have leveled the charge. Michael Kastner, NBC News Radio.
File taxes or are in debt to the IRS? This is important news. Did you know the IRS has programs specifically designed to help people struggling with tax debt? Powerful tax assistance programs that can save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm, A-rated by the Better Business Bureau. Their award-winning team of tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $1 billion of tax debt for their clients. One call to Optima can start the process, helping to end your worries about wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other IRS actions. Make sure you're getting the best options to solve your tax problems. Call the experts at Optima today for a free confidential consultation.
Call 800-473-9933. 800-473-9933. 800-473-9933.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
The Trump administration says it's okay for federal workers to promote their religious beliefs to colleagues, display religious items in the workplace, and to pray. Tammy Trujillo with details.
That's according to a Monday memo from the Office of Personnel Management. It calls for freedom of personal religious expression unless that expression imposes an undue hardship on operations. It also says that a worker can try to convince another person of why their religious beliefs are wrong, but must stop if asked. The Civil Rights Act of 1964 already protects religious expression in the workplace.
The DOJ is filing a formal complaint against U.S. District Judge James Boasberg over accusations of misconduct. Mark Mayfield explains.
The complaint centers around comments Boasberg reportedly made to other judges earlier this year that the Trump administration would disregard rulings of federal courts, leading to a constitutional crisis. Justice Department Chief of Staff Chad Mazzell wrote in a 5-page complaint that Boasberg's actions have harmed the integrity and public confidence in the integrity of the judiciary. Boasberg has been a constant target of President Trump, who called for his impeachment over the handling of the deportation case surrounding Venezuelans deported to a Salvadoran megaprison.
A man accused of attacking a pro-Palestinian protest encampment at UCLA is taking a plea deal. Daniel Martindale with details.
The agreement will allow Malachi Marlon Lebret to avoid jail time. He will enter into a diversionary program instead. He must attend 90 hours of therapy and complete anti-bias training. Marlon Lebret was charged with assault with a deadly weapon, battery, and a hate crime following 2 separate incidents on the UCLA campus last year. It was the only felony case filed in connection with the on-campus violence.
Today is National Lipstick Day. The lip tint dates back 5,000 years and was once considered a status symbol in Egypt for both men and women. Michael Kastner, NBC News Radio.
Waking up on the right side. This is the Sean Hannity Morning Minute.
I don't want to overpromise. I don't want to underdeliver. I am just saying that what I have been told by all of my sources in terms of everything that we are now discovering and all these declassifications and more to come, that it is the tip of the iceberg and that this is exactly what the FBI Deputy Director Dan Bongino was talking about. I'll never be the same after learning what I have learned. Eventually, we are going to learn how deep this goes and the level at which people at the highest levels of our government were active and involved in undermining a president before he ever took office.
From coast to coast, from sea to shining sea, it's the Sean Hannity Show.
Hey, if you're with Verizon, AT&T, T-Mobile, you are overpaying for wireless, period, end of sentence. You're paying for thousands of retail stores that you're never going to go to. You're paying for unnecessary perks that you'll never use. But guess what? My cell phone provider, Pure Talk, they use the same 5G network, the same cell towers. The only difference? They don't charge you for any of the garbage. Instead, Pure Talk will give you unlimited talk, unlimited text, plenty of data, $25 a month. That's real money in your pocket for the exact same service. And guess what? You can keep your phone and your phone number. The switch is simple, fast, easy. Dial pound 250, say the keyword save now. You'll save an additional 50% off your first month. And you can be switched over in mere minutes. Pound 250, keyword save now. Make the switch to my cell phone provider, a veteran-owned company, Pure Talk, wireless by Americans for Americans.
David is a real Prevagen user, and this is his story.
Nice to meet you. My name is David. I've been a pharmacist for 44 years, and I'm from Flowery Branch, Georgia. When I first started taking Prevagen, I noticed stuff just seemed to come together and fit like a jigsaw puzzle. When I have customers come in, I recommend Prevagen. Number one, because it's safe and effective, does not require a prescription, and I've been taking it quite a while myself, and I know it works. I wouldn't recommend something like Prevagen if I didn't think it was worth it because it works so good for me. And I love it when the customers come back in and tell me, David, that really works so good. Makes my day.
Prevagen, at stores everywhere without a prescription. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Testimonialist was compensated for their time.
This is a Hometown Radio Network information update. Mark your calendars for the annual Soul of 2nd Street in Danville. It'll happen on Friday and Saturday, August the 8th and 9th, starting that Friday evening with a dinner, recognition, live music, and more at the showroom on Lebanon Road. Then Saturday, the parade is at 2 on Main Street, followed by more music, vendors, family tent, and more at Constitution Square Park. This year's Soul of 2nd Street Festival will specifically focus on honoring the legacy of Bates School. For more information, visit Soul of 2nd Street Festival on Facebook. The 106th Annual Danville-Boyle County Chamber of Commerce Awards Gala is coming up in September, and the event will be in memory of former director Jeff Jewell, who died earlier this year. Tickets for that event, which will be a Western soiree, are available now, and they're looking for chamber members to send photos or memories of Jeff Jewell to them for a slideshow. For more information, contact the Danville-Boyle County Chamber of Commerce. Boyle County Schools families are asked to complete their household income form for this school year. Only one form per household is needed and could help you qualify for school fee assistance, family resource and youth service center support, and future EBT benefits. You can find the link to that online at the Boyle County Schools Facebook page. A Louisville man is behind bars after he broke into a home in Stanford and held an elderly man against his will. WKYT's reporting that 33-year-old Tay Dorham was arrested after he ran from Lincoln deputies yesterday morning. Deputies say that Dorham matched the description of a man who had entered a nearby home on Shayvilla Court. When officers got there, they said they heard him yelling inside, and after knocking on the door, they heard one voice say, "Come on in," while another voice told them to get out of the way. Because of that, they forced their way in, and when they did, they saw an 81-year-old man walking slowly down the hallway with his hands up. Dorham was then found trying to escape through a front window. The victim told police that when he answered the door, Dorham forced his way in and tried to offer him money to stay quiet. He's facing multiple charges. The Cartersville Paint Lick Fire Department has reached full staffing. We told you about this story last week, how a rash of resignations, including the longtime fire chief, left that fire department understaffed. Fire Chief Dean Vinsel and 12 volunteer firefighters all resigned, leaving the department with just 6 active members and well short of state regulations. Vinsel said that mounting internal challenges and a shifting dynamic between the fire board and local government officials led to his decision. Despite being understaffed, the state did agree to allow time for the Cartersville Paint Lick Fire Department to fill those vacancies. And now they have. The Garrett Central Record reports that the fire department now has 13 members and 1 fire chief, making it qualify for operational status. I'm Joe Mathis.
This Joe Show weather report is brought to you by...
All right there, Riley Joe, brought to you by Dexter and Reitmeyer Insurance, your local independent insurance agency. Proudly representing the Auto Owners Insurance Company. Call Mark or Chris. They'd love to give you a free quote. 859-236-6686. Partly sunny, a high of 93. A low tonight, 73. 103 is the heat index today, Dusty.
Lord.
Getting colder tomorrow. 102 is the heat index.
Oh, all right.
Getting better. And we do get better, though, in the weekend. Rain showers Thursday, cools us down for a great day Friday. I'm going to Cincinnati Friday for the Braves-Reds game.
What?
Friday afternoon. I'm going to leave right after the show.
You know you have to drive up there, right?
Yeah, well, hopefully I'm riding with a friend.
Oh, so you're not even driving.
Yeah.
You don't have to worry
I'm going to give him gas money, though, if he drives.
You go.
Saturday, mostly sunny, 82. Saturday is Jack and Rayleigh's birthday. Oh. Great weather for that.
That's right. You had kids on the same day.
Same day. Rayleigh celebrating her birthday, though, Friday night with her friends, and Jack's is going to be Saturday afternoon with his friends. We decided this year they're old enough to have their own birthday parties.
Yeah, sure.
Not combine them. That'd be too many people, we thought, at our house. And then Sunday, partly sunny and 82. It's 9:12 in the morning, and Dusty's in studio this morning.
So do you have the, where like this week you have to get ready for everybody, so you have to clean, you have to do all this stuff?
So Jack's birthday, Rayleigh's is a little more like low-key, not much work for me to have to do. Jack's birthday is an obstacle course. So I've already built a couple of things for the obstacle course, and Jack's not listening. I don't want him to hear or know, because I feel like if he knows, then he would have an upper hand.
Well, where do you? I mean,
he's not home right now. Jack is in Western Kentucky at Rebecca's parents.
Gotcha.
I've built a balance beam.
Okay.
You know, you got to run across a balance beam, and then I've got some like posts that I'll get 4 posts that I'm going to stagger, and I'm going to make them army crawl underneath the string.
Okay.
And I've got some stepping stones. You got to go from one stepping stone to the next. I'm going to paint each of those to make them unique. I'm thinking about maybe like a homemade slip and slide on like the tarp, like you have to slide across it or something. I don't know. I've got some ideas in my head still turning, but I've got about 3 of the obstacles already made, or like know that I'm going to do these. So.
Do you have any like big trees where you can like hang ropes in your yard so that way they can like swing across something?
Yeah. Yeah, but they're just not in a real good spot for that.
Okay.
So, I don't know. I think I maybe will fill like a trash can up with water and like throw the football in the side of the trash can. Here's the thing, though. I've got in my head, if a kid can't complete an obstacle, if he doesn't do it, or if he falls off the balance beam, it's like a 1-second penalty on your time.
Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely.
I mean, so you can do it as fast as you can, but if you fail, it's a penalty on you. So you've got to balance speed with skill. You can't just run through it as fast as you can.
We have found the Wipeout channel on was it like Prime TV or something? Yeah. And so it's like, there's a penalty, because if you can't do the obstacle, then
there's got to be some sort of penalty.
You got like 10-second penalty.
Otherwise, it's just a race. You're just like running as fast as you can.
Exactly. So if you fall or fail the obstacle, it's like you get to, I think in Wipeout you get like 3 tries or something like that.
Yeah.
If you don't.
Well, so I've got a pop-a shot I may put in the backyard and like stake it to the ground, and it's got 3 basketballs with it. So you get 3 shots. If you miss, like there's a second penalty. If you fall off the balance beam, a second penalty. Yeah. So I'm excited for it. Rebecca's like, but Joe, that's going to require us watching them do the obstacle course. Like, I'm going to run alongside them. Come on, I'm going to be the hype man here. What do you think I'm going to be doing?
But you got to
live for this.
You got to do it for all his friends, though. That's the thing, right?
So let's say there's like 11 kids there, 10 or 11 kids. I'm going to go. We're going to buy prizes, and the one with the top score, everybody gets a prize, but the one with the top score gets to pick first. I want this.
There you go.
Or I want the
other.
So and then it's going to be fun.
If you're the slowest person, you just get whatever's left.
You get whatever's left.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
I got the text message yesterday because I was listening to your news update, and it was like the Boyle County income or whatever.
Yes.
And so
the income form.
Right. So I just get a random text message that says, hey, fill out this income form with a link.
Tell us how much money you make.
Yeah, and I was just like, that's going to be a hard no for me.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Because I don't have that number saved, which I don't know if they use the same
fill
number.
Fill out the income form.
Yeah, they were like, fill out this income form. And I was like, what is this? And then I hear your thing this morning, and I was like, well, was it legit? Or is that
it's legit. Yeah,
Boyle
County Schools has something
planning this like very elaborate scheme.
Now would be a good time to plan that elaborate scheme, though, with all the Boyle County families, knowing that they should fill that out.
Yeah, and it was just like a random text message with a link, and I was like, I think I've learned my lesson with these. I don't really want to do that.
Yeah.
But we went over the weekend. We went to the LSC, the Lexington Soccer Club.
Okay.
We went that Saturday and had a good time against Louisville City.
Yeah. Louisville won, didn't they?
Yes, it was. Because it was about like a few minutes left, and then like, what is it? Like Lexington Soccer Club scored, and then a couple minutes after that, Louisville tied it up. And then a couple minutes after that, they scored again, and then it was over. And we were just like, well, that was you're like, yeah.
You think you're going to win in the span of like 10 minutes.
And
you're not going to win.
You're not going to win, yeah.
What a bummer.
Yeah, but it was still a good time. We even sat on the sunny side, I guess, because it's like as the sun went down, it still hit us the majority of the time. And I couldn't see one of the screens because it's just like that is where the sun is.
Oh, wow.
But other than that, still, the kids had a good time, and we had a good time as well. So, it was nice stuff out there. The traffic was an issue, but I don't think people understand traffic. I fuss about this every day. But it was just like, why are we turning here? There's no light. We just have to like guess. And it's like, I'm just going to go on down where there is a light and then turn. And then people were like, oh, you can do that. And so
they followed you.
Yeah, I looked behind me and lo and behold, there's now a big line.
You can do that there, Dusty. You can't do it in Garrett County with the road workers going on. Well, you wanted to pass everybody, so you were following.
No, I still do that.
You were being polite. I haven't been to Lexington in a while. Is there still road work
There's
going
still
on
road
there?
work,
Okay.
yeah. There was only like a brief 2-day, like where actually both lanes were open because it's like they got it all built, but now they have to pave it. And so now it like switches. It used to be one lane, now it's the other lane because they have to pave, you have to switch lanes and pave it.
Yeah.
But people still don't understand. It's like it's still a merging zipper line. and like so I was driving down one of them and lo and behold the lady that goes to our church was like, Dusty, I saw you just pass up everybody. And I was like, no, it's not. It's that's what you're supposed to do. I was like, I wasn't being rude.
You're just being rude.
I just know how traffic works.
And not courteous, Dusty.
Well, no, it's not a lie.
Just as long. Do you ever do that in your Pro Sound and Lights van?
Oh yeah, no, that's what I've been driving.
I'm going to say, I wonder if people are like, well, I'm not going to call him because look how rude he is. He thinks he's better than everybody
No,
else.
people love calling that number. If you drive and you have a number on the side of your vehicle, people love calling it.
So people just call it because you're driving it around and they see a number, so they want to call it?
Well, yeah, and then they'll complain about your driving.
Oh, do that?
Yeah, absolutely.
So people call, like, I understand if it's a semi-truck because they get paid to drive. Right. Call this number if you don't like the driving. But people call.
Ask me how
am I driving. But people call Pro Sound and Lights to complain about driving
Oh,
when
yeah.
you or whoever is driving the van.
Absolutely.
What do they say?
Well, okay, so whenever I first started this one time, and I admit it was a little bad. But what I was doing is I was in the van, which is a big billboard basically, right? And so I'm driving and I notice this car that is like weaving in and out of traffic. Well, it gets in the same. So we turn off at Harrisburg onto 169, something like that, and it merges down to one lane. Okay. Right, so it's just 2 lanes of traffic. And whenever he tried to merge, he tried to like gun it and get ahead of me, but I was just normal pace at that point, right? And so it didn't work out. He got behind me and he started like, I could see in my rearview mirror, he's like raising his hands, flipping me off and stuff. And of course, what did Dusty do? He just slows down even more.
You know, slow to frustrate the guy even more. Okay.
So,
I'm following you. Not like following you. I'm following
right,
you.
and so he's like right up on me. I'm going like 30 at that point, and then I get back to the shop, and Marianne comes like in the back once I get there. And she's like, Dusty, I have to fuss at you. Someone called and said you were driving too slow. And I was like,
Did you tell the story?
Yeah. And I was like, well, I do get paid by the hour.
Oh, that's not supposed to
Right. And then another time, we were on New Circle. You know where Richmond, it's like right after the Richmond Road exit on New Circle.
When I begin on Richmond Road, I go to my grandparents' house.
Yeah, and so you see there's like an IHOP near that, right?
Yes.
So Chuck E. Cheese
Yes,
there.
exactly,
Yeah?
exactly.
Okay. So you know how like you come off that exit and there's the where you can merge into it, but there's that immediate stoplight, right?
Yes.
And so Mark was driving this time, and so he was in there, and like cars would come up and then get into that turn lane and then whip into the straight lane. And so Mark just eases the vehicle over so we can block people from doing that. And then lo and behold, this person comes up behind us, and like he's all frustrated. Well, he ends up calling the number and talking to Marianne and telling him that he's a realtor in Lexington, and it's a disgrace that we have employees such as this, and he's going to bring the whole business down.
Ain't nobody care about you.
Right.
People think they're way more important than they are.
He was like, I'm a realtor here in Lexington. I'm going to bring your whole business down. Nobody is going to work with you.
Yeah,
He's
congrats,
like cutting
dude.
a promo or something like that. And we're still here. We're still working. And so I think that guy has been unsuccessful so far.
He failed in his endeavor.
Yeah. But no, that was a good one. I'm trying to think if there's any more. I mean, we've gotten a few calls, but it's just like nothing.
Those are the two ones that stick out.
Those are the two ones that stick out.
All right. Music, Dusty. What's going on in the world of music this upcoming week and weekend?
Yes, you can call anybody you want because the music will always be good and always be a fun time. Tonight, you can go see D. Boone Pittman live in Irvine McDowell parking lot.
Got to be in Estill County.
No, it's in Richmond, Kentucky.
Oh.
Irvine McDowell parking lot.
Okay.
In Richmond, Kentucky. Well, Irvine is close to Richmond. wonder if it's just like the address is technically Richmond, but you're in Irvine, right?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe Irvine McDowell was Ephraim McDowell's younger brother, and he wasn't as successful, so they just named a parking lot after him.
He just got a parking lot.
Ephraim got a hospital chain.
And I wondered if Debu Pittman is like not even like welcome there. He just put down, it's like, I'm going to be playing in a parking lot tonight if you want to go check me out.
Irvine McDowell parking lot.
Yeah. Justin Wells will be at the Burl tomorrow, so that should be fun. And okay, how would you say this? Monheit.
H-A, what is it?
No. Monheit.
Monheit. Monheit?
Monheit?
Monheit.
You want to see it?
I mean, you've spelled it, and I don't.
Oh, okay. Jane Monheit?
Jane Monheit.
Monheit? Well, she's going to be playing at the Grand Theater in Frankfort, Kentucky.
Somebody go to Frankfort and ask her how to say her last name.
Yeah, I'll text my guy there and say, hey, can you send me one of those? What is it called? When they write it out.
The phonetical spelling of it.
Phonetical spelling of it. Yeah. Say, hey, what is this? But she's going to be playing down there at the Grand Theater, and I just got done making a quote for them to upgrade their stuff. So
hopefully they agree and they sign the contract.
Well, they have to, hopefully.
We're talking about you on the radio, Frankfurt Grand Theater, in a good way, and so hopefully you can sign the contract.
So it's pretty neat. So you know what Dante is? Do you know what that is yet?
Dante?
Dante.
That's the name of a person.
So Dante is, his Inferno is pretty famous. But it's also a protocol that is used to send like digital audio signals.
All
right. And I think if I remember correctly, I think it was developed for the Olympics in China, and then they were able to basically you create like a hub, right, like a central place, and then they had like all the different people or all the different like stadiums and arenas that they had to go to for all the different kind of sports, and it all flowed back to this hub, but it was with like very, very little latency, like microseconds of latency.
Wow.
And so it's like super impressive. And now it's network based, but the idea is I can like take into outputs and just send them anywhere I want. And so the idea here is they have 5 stage pockets on stage on the Frankfurt Grand. And what we're going to do is you just take your DSNAC, which is like an inputs or outputs, and you're able to walk to any of those pockets and plug it in, and then now you have 16 like channels available to you.
Wow!
And then like 8 outputs.
Way to know Dante.
We also quoted these cool things. They're Bluetooth, but they're on Dante, and so they have a network jack, like an Ethernet cable. And so you plug that in, and then you can just plug it into any of those jacks and connect your Bluetooth and go.
Wow!
And start playing music.
So Frankfurt Grand's going to have the latest Dante.
Right. And we were talking about, we had to go to Northern Kentucky yesterday, so we had like a good hour and a half that we went over the whole proposal and kind of worked things out. And like we were like, what if we made it where we just plug anything in anywhere? Ready to go.
Michael and Dwight going over the sales pitch.
Exactly. Yes.
Driving to That's what you want like today.
That's exactly it. But you can go check out Jane. I can't even get her first name right. Jane Myatt at the Grand Theater. Ben Nichols will also be playing at the Pearl on Wednesday. Those are all Wednesday shows. Thursday, you can check out the Henry Clay Showcase, which is at Henry Clay's. They're downtown, which features a bunch of people. So go check them out. And Sunset Reggae will be at the Cellar Bar and Grill Thursday night if you want to go down to Cellar. All right, so here is the 2 festivals you get to choose from this Friday and Saturday. You can go to the Holler Girl Festival at Clifton Creek Camping Resort in Irvine, Kentucky.
Not going there because I camp.
Okay, well, the Holler Girl Festival, or you can go to the Bearded Man Festival in McKee.
I know where I'll fit in there.
Right.
Is there live music at these?
Both of them.
Who are the headliners?
Let's see. At the Bearded Man's Festival, Chelsea Nolan's playing there. Here we go. View Festival lineup. Of course, it has to load. That's fine.
Where's McKee at?
You might have to look it up because this app is Bearded Man's Festival in McKee, Kentucky. Where is McKee?
The Bearded Man Festival. Here it is. Let's see. August 1st and 2nd. That's this weekend. Okay, here is the lineup.
Yeah, I know where we would fit in, but it's like, where would we have more fun?
There's actually a Bearded Man contest.
Oh.
I don't know any of these people, but I'm still going there. Someone commented on it. July 15th was when this was posted. 8th Annual Bearded Man Festival, and someone commented on it. Her name is Melissa Photo Boss. Says canceled.
Oh, what?
I think she's just saying something. Why would Melissa Photo Boss know the festival's canceled?
Does it have to be a bearded person's festival? Is that her deal?
Yeah, maybe that's it.
So you can
bearded
enter in whatever
non-gender specific
yeah.
festival.
Yeah.
I don't know any of these people, and I'm going to the Bearded Man Festival because I don't want to camp out. Although this is at a campground.
Yeah,
too.
that's at a campground too. I think you have to camp at both of them.
Okay, well then let's see who the headliner is. The other band, the other festival.
That is Holler Girl Festival. Holler as in like a holler.
Yeah, I got you. Holler Girl Festival. All right, I'm looking this up now. I may not know any of these people
I know
either.
Abby Hamilton will be there.
At least it's in Irvine. I know we know where Irvine is.
Yep.
Let's see.
And then Brandon and Sarah Band.
Mama Said String Band. I've
There
heard of
you
them.
go, yeah.
And this one's a day longer.
And you've heard of Abby Hamilton, I believe?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to Holler Girl.
Holler Girl?
Yeah, but I can't put either one of them. I know more at Holler Girl. At least I've heard the names. And I'm going to go watch Ariana and the Bourbon Britches.
Ooh, okay.
That is almost close to me saying a bad word. That is a mouthful.
How is that? What's close?
Ariana and the Bourbon Britches.
Britches.
And when you see the word britches spelled out, it's even like you're like, oh no, I'm getting ready to say something shit, but I've already started. I'm going to go Holler Girl.
Well, go check out those two festivals. You can pick whichever one you want. I don't know if there's a beer competition at Holler Girl. There might be. They might just go ahead and do one. But that should be fun. If you're looking for something to do this Wednesday, though, you can check out the ones we are previewing today. They are going to be a part of Red Barn Radio. And the group we picked out, or I picked out, is A Tale of Two. And the song I picked out is Chicago Lightning.
It is. The dynamic vocals of Stephanie Adlington and Aaron Lassard. A Tale of Two.
A Tale of Dose.
Here it is.
Oh, Chicago Lightning, center's back in town. I ain't no prohibition man, so pass the hooch around. Oh, Chicago Lightning, trouble on its way. I best put down that second round for the feds blow me away. No, 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 Lord can't save my soul. Down the river and bathtub gin, merrily I'll go. No, 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 the big house I'll be gone. Old Goose Town, howling at the moon till the early break of dawn.
There you go, A Tale of Two, Chicago Lightning, name the song. You can find that on Spotify and other music services, and they'll be playing where, Dusty?
They're going to be playing in Red Barn Radio. That's where they're going to be filming that, which I believe happens in Lexington at the Lex Arts Center, I believe. I think that's correct. But they're going to be, part of Red Barn Radio, so if you look that up, and if you enjoy that show, or if you've never been, it is a good time. Nice intimate setting, and then there's some nice interviews and back and forth and talking. And so go check out The Tale of Two.
There it is.
There at Red Barn, and that is tomorrow, Wednesday, if you want to go check them out.
Dusty with the Kentucky Music Preview. Dusty, appreciate you being on.
Yes, sir, Joe.
A Tuesday with Stiff is coming up next. Ann Yeager are going to be calling in this morning. Yeah, so we're not going to be able to see her in studio, but she'll be here via telephone coming up after this.
David is a real Prevagen user, and this is his story.
Nice to meet you. My name is David. I've been a pharmacist for 44 years, and I'm from Flowery Branch, Georgia. When I first started taking Prevagen, I noticed stuff just seemed to come together and fit like a jigsaw puzzle. When I have customers come in, I recommend Prevagen Number one, because it's safe and effective, does not require a prescription, and I've been taking it quite a while myself, and I know it works. I wouldn't recommend something like Prevagen if I didn't think it was worth it because it works so good for me. And I love it when the customers come back in and tell me, David, that really works so good. Makes my day.
Prevagen, at stores everywhere without a prescription. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Testimonialist was compensated for their time.
This message is from Sunrise Children's Services. Did you know it can take just 3 months to become a foster parent with Sunrise Children's Services? Want to win a Sunrise prize package? Go to sunrise.org/trivia and answer this week's trivia question. Sunrise.org/trivia. How long does it take to become a foster parent with Sunrise? Your answer, approximately 3 months. Go to sunrise.org/trivia to enter. Sunrise.org/trivia. Good luck.
Bright Leaf Golf Resort invites local golfers to come out and enjoy golf. Monday through Thursday, play with cart for just $45. Friday through Sunday is $50. Try our par 3 at night for only $15. Cool off with a daily pool pass for just $12. Or get a season pool membership for $295. For more on pool memberships, visit Bright Leaf. And when you're hungry, swing by the 19th Hole Restaurant. Bright Leaf Golf Resort in Harrodsburg. Great golf, great fun, right here at home on Highway 127.
Hi, it's Daryl, the cigar sommelier and owner of Smokin' Bourbon. I know you guys have been waiting, but the wait is over. We are now open for business. So come on down to Smokin' Bourbon, where you can smoke, sip, and chill.
Central Kentucky's newest cigar bar in Danville by the bowling alley in the Greenleaf Shopping Center. This big boss atmosphere is veteran-owned with connoisseur quality cigars and bourbon, creating a social destination. For more information, go to smoke-in-bourbon.com.
Now open.
Put your tummy in your tank at Papa's Quick Stop number 17, where convenience meets quality. Nestled on North Stewart's Lane, the former Bluegrass Truck Stop's now under new ownership and management, offering a fresh take for truck drivers and travelers. From juicy and crispy broaster chicken to delicious mouth-watering Hunt's Brothers Pizza, available 24/7. Simply call 859-209-2400 for a speedy pickup. Premium quality diesels available for one truck or a fleet of trucks. Let Papa's Quick Stop be your perfect travel companion. Papa's Quick Stop number 17 in Danville, North Stewart's Lane looks forward to serving you.
This is a Hometown Radio Network information update. Mark your calendars for the annual Soul of 2nd Street in Danville. It'll happen on Friday and Saturday, August the 8th and 9th, starting that Friday evening with a dinner, recognition, live music, and more at the showroom on Lebanon Road. Then Saturday, the parade is at 2 on Main Street, followed by more music, vendors, family tent, and more at Constitution Square Park. This year's Soul of 2nd Street Festival will specifically focus on honoring the legacy of Bates School. For more information, visit Soul of 2nd Street Festival on Facebook. The 106th Annual Danville-Boyle County Chamber of Commerce Awards Gala is coming up in September, and the event will be in memory of former director Jeff Jewell, who died earlier this year. Tickets for that event, which will be a Western soiree, are available now, and they're looking for chamber members to send photos or memories of Jeff Jewell to them for a slideshow. For more information, contact the Danville-Boyle County Chamber of Commerce. Boyle County Schools families are asked to complete their household income form for this school year. Only one form per household is needed and could help you qualify for school fee assistance, family resource and youth service center support, and future EBT benefits. You can find the link to that online at the Boyle County Schools Facebook page. A Louisville man is behind bars after he broke into a home in Stanford and held an elderly man against his will. WKYT's reporting that 33-year-old Tay Dorham was arrested after he ran from Lincoln deputies yesterday morning. Deputies say that Dorham matched the description of a man who had entered a nearby home on Shea Villa Court. When officers got there, they said they heard him yelling inside, and after knocking on the door, they heard one voice say, "Come on in," while another voice told them to get out of the way. Because of that, they forced their way in, and when they did, they saw an 81-year-old man walking slowly down the hallway with his hands up. Dorham was then found trying to escape through a front window. The victim told police that when he answered the door, Dorham forced his way in and tried to offer him money to stay quiet. He's facing multiple charges. The Cartersville Paint Lick Fire Department has reached full staffing. We told you about this story last week, how a rash of resignations, including the longtime fire chief, left that fire department understaffed. Fire Chief Dean Vinsel and 12 volunteer firefighters all resigned, leaving the department with just 6 active members and well short of state regulations. Vinsel said that mounting internal challenges and a shifting dynamic between the fire board and local government officials led to his decision. Despite being understaffed, the state did agree to allow time for the Cartersville Paint Lick Fire Department to fill those vacancies. And now they have. The Garrett Central Record reports that the fire department now has 13 members and 1 fire chief, making it qualify for operational status. I'm Joe Mathis.
This Joe Show weather report is brought to you by...
Okay, it's brought to you by Danville Auto Body Shop, top-of-the-line collision auto body repair. Head to the mechanics over at Dabs, Danville Auto Body Shop, 315 Delahaye Street. Get a free estimate, and they work at their insurance company fixing water leaks, window motor repairs, hail damage, and paintless tint repair. Danville Auto Body Shop. All right, patchy fog, and we're past that, and now we're into sunshine. A high today of 93 and a stinking heat index of 103. And I ain't happy about it. Tomorrow, it gets a lot cooler. 102's the heat index. Woo, we're cooling off. Thursday, rain showers and sets us up for a really good weekend. No joking there. It's going to be a great weekend. Temperature-wise, low 80s. And humidity low, so should be good. Right now, it's 9:38 in the morning, and the following's a paid program, but it sounds more official when Jim Parman says it.
The following is a paid program.
Told you. And we welcome onto the show Ann Yeager from Stitt Funeral Home. Good morning, Ann Yeager. How are you?
Good morning. I'm good. How are you?
Doing good. You're joining us via telephone, which means you're busy.
Well, I was on another call, and I couldn't make it back. I couldn't wiggle my nose and magically appear at the radio station.
Yeah.
So, but I got an interesting question this week.
Okay.
And I only knew part of it, and I had to look the other part up.
Oh, they stumped Ann Yeager.
I know. Well, partially, yes.
Okay. Well, what was the question? Let's see if I know the answer.
Okay. Where does the word funeral come from?
Oh, that's a Latin word. Funerelli lolis is where it comes from. I looked it up in the Latin dictionary, and I have no idea, Ann Yeager. I assume it's a Latin word, and everything basically Latin.
It is a Latin word.
Told
the
you.
Latin word is funus.
Okay.
F-U-N-U-S. That's the part I knew. But then they said, well, what does that mean? Of course, that's what stumped me, because I was like, maybe, I was like, it's not death, because that would be work or something like that. And so it has a variety of meanings, including the corpse and the funerary rites themselves. And because there used to be, well, there still are, lots of, they considered it art that was produced with connection with burials, like in tombs and that kind of thing. And so all of that was called the funus.
Interesting. I'm looking it up now. Funeral comes from the Latin word funus for dead body. And so a funeral, that's a ritual that surrounds taking care of a dead body.
Mm-hmm.
So there you go, yeah.
And it also took me down a rabbit hole
All right.
of funus art. Do you know what that is? Or, because there are lots of people who collect, and I get asked periodically about, do we sell our hearses? And there are people who love things having to do with death, which is strange to me because I'm a funeral director, and I mean, I use all these things. I use things like casket trucks and signage, but I use them to do funerals, not as like in my house. And when it sent me on this Google search, looking all these things up, I found like where a casket truck is the metal truck that a casket sits on, or they're called a church truck for when we go to churches. The one here at the funeral home, the wooden one, is called a bier, B-I-E-R.
Okay.
And it sent me down this rabbit hole. I was looking all this stuff up of like where someone had made a coffee table out of a casket truck. and a piece of glass. And I was like, that's not what I would think about putting in my house.
Yeah.
But
Me
I keep
neither.
them in my garage and in my basement and here at the funeral home, in the casket room, to do all the things. So it was very interesting to see. And then for a while there have been things like make your own casket or coffin, and it can be a bookcase before you die in your house. Some of that kind of stuff. So.
Yeah. Well, here's a question for you. Since we're kind of on this topic, you said some people collect funeral things or things that, involve death and all that, and to each their own. I collect baseball cards, but to each their own.
I collect china.
Yeah. What do you do with a hearse that doesn't work anymore? You all have driven the wheels off of it, so to say. You've gotten good life out of the hearse. Like, is there a company or that buys old hearses, or what do you do with that?
So there are, and like right now I have an extra one sitting out back. It still runs, but we have bought a new hearse, and so we're looking at selling that hearse. And actually we'll probably trade it in on our next hearse, because we always keep at least 2 hearses here.
Is there a specific company that makes hearses? Like, you can't just go to Stuart Powell Ford or Bob Allen and say, hey, I'd like the 2025 hearse, please.
I mean, they could probably get me one, but no, that is not their thing. So there was an old hearse company who also made my horse-drawn hearse called Sayers and Scoville. Cadillac makes hearses. Lincoln makes hearses. But some are called Federal. So there are different makes and models, just like cars in that respect.
Okay.
And so there are certain things that we look for when we're buying hearses. And like ours, we usually generally buy navy blue. My mom wasn't a fan of black. That's the whole reason why we use navy blue instead of black.
All right. Interesting.
And she said they would be, and like our current service hearse has a thing that pops up in the back to hold an urn. So an urn holder pops up out of the floor in the back. And whenever we go to touch a truck, Owen spends all day, my nephew spends all day showing kids where the button is to make the urn holder pop up out of the floor in the back of the hearse. It's really the cutest thing. I know it sounds kind of crazy, but it's really the cutest thing ever.
Interesting. So there's all kinds of secret little things that, like, I never thought about it until, again, questions kind of spawn questions, so to say. And so that person had a question, the origin of the word funeral, and then people collect things, and then what happens to old hearses, and there's companies specifically that make hearses.
There's a place in Nashville that when I went to mortuary school there, it was kind of like a hearse graveyard. It was a big lot, and it had all these people come and get pieces, parts, and then there are also some companies like the Houstonville Haunted House used to buy old hearses here.
Yeah, makes sense. So, well, there you go. It's to the funeral home. 236-2113 is the phone number to call in. 859-236-2113. We'll step aside. We'll come back, and we'll finish up the convo with Ann Yeager. See if Ask AY has any questions. We can ask her and see if she can answer those. Coming up right after this on The Joe Show.
Put your tummy in your tank at Papa's Quick Stop number 17, where convenience meets quality. Nestled on North Stewart's Lane, the former Bluegrass truck stop's now under new ownership and management, offering a fresh take for truck drivers and travelers. From juicy and crispy broaster chicken to delicious mouth-watering Hunt's Brothers Pizza, available 24/7. Simply call 859-209-2400 for a speedy pickup. Premium quality diesels available for one truck or a fleet of trucks. Let Papa's Quick Stop be your perfect travel companion. Papa's Quick Stop number 17 in Danville, North Stewart's Lane looks forward to serving you.
Serving Boyle County seniors.
At A Gathering Place, we promote independence for senior citizens and adults with special needs through social, recreational, nutritional, and wellness programs that enhance quality of life. The activities that we offer are designed to keep seniors active and involved, offer socialization, promote friendship, encourage mental fitness, and positively impact overall health and wellness. To find out more, visit us at agatheringplace.org or follow us on Facebook and Instagram.
This is Randy Gipp Graham. If you want to start your weekend off in a winning way, propelling you into
into a new work week, then join with our team every Saturday morning at 7 o'clock on the Kentucky Power Hour. Sure, we talk current events, politics, a little sports, and a lot about leadership, but with you, the listener, in mind. So start your day off in a winning way. Right here on the Happy Station, WHIR.
The Kentucky Power Hour on AM 1230 and FM 103.9.
Serving Boyle County seniors, a gathering place.
Our Adult Day Healthcare Services provide independence through assistance for adults with special needs ages 21 and over. Our participants enjoy games, reality orientation, cognitive and physical activities, exercise, music and craft programs, while offering families freedom and peace of mind knowing their loved ones are cared for in a safe, supportive environment. Visit thegatheringplace.org, follow on Facebook and Instagram for more info.
You gotta go with Graceland. Graceland Air.
Graceland Air, a local HVAC company, offers a wide range of services and provides each customer with an effective and long-term solution in both heating and air conditioning repair. They're committed to excellence in every aspect, exceptional quality of service, high standard of integrity. You are the basis of their business, and they service all brands. Go online to graceland-ky.com for more information.
You gotta go with Graceland. Graceland Air.
Hi, I'm Alan Martin, branch manager at Community Trust Bank. Community Trust Bank has supported communities that we call home since 1903. With locations in Boyle and Mercer counties, Community Trust Bank is a full-service bank dedicated to helping you meet your lending needs and financial goals. Please stop by and see me at our Danville main office located at 462 West Main Street. Community Trust Bank, building communities built on trust. Member FDIC, equal housing lender, loans subject to credit approval.
Going out of town or anywhere in the world? Stay in touch with WHIR on the internet at hometownlive.net. Powered by Kentucky WiMAX.
There you go. Hey, we were talking hearses. This song is Cars by Gary Newman. And what is a hearse? It's a funeral car. So there you go. We made it come full circle. Here's a question for you, Ann Yeager, that I have.
Okay.
And I'll kind of read the story, and then we'll kind of say, well, what would you all do in this situation? So this person says, my ex-husband, we were only married 7 years, died on Saturday, 1,000 miles away from me in the U.S. He only has one living brother in South Africa who will not assist financially. I don't think my ex would want a funeral, and really it would be only a few people if anyone could attend anyway. I'm told it will cost $2,200 for a cremation. I thought I could take his ashes to some place he liked to fish. However, I am essentially working poor because of the enormous amount of debt he left me when we divorced. She said I had to absorb as he was a foreign national. So he moved out, and she has all his debt now. Any chance that I can explain to the funeral home that I cannot afford, but I could pay $1,200 on a credit card or by check right away? Does this ever happen? What happens if no one can pay anything? How much are funeral homes compensated through, it says, paupers assisted funds? I don't know what that is, so I got lots of questions. So first of all, Ann Yeager, what if someone's up front with you? They're like, hey, we don't have a lot of money. What do you all do? How do you all handle that? You know, I obviously would advocate that if someone performs a service for you, you need to pay them. But this person's up front with you all. Hey, this is how much money we have. What can we do with this?
So then we try to work within that budget, because we can do beautiful services on any budget. However, sometimes you do have to amend your expectations, like going to a car dealership in that respect and wanting a $100,000 car, but you only have $20,000. That you're either going to figure out how to make payments, or you're going to have to amend what you can afford. And that's the bigger problem we run into. Sometimes people don't want to amend to what they can afford. And it's an old fallacy in the United States that how much you spend on the funeral is how much you love someone. It doesn't have anything to do with how much you love someone. That's why I say anyone can have a beautiful service send off on any budget. You don't have to spend a huge amount of money. In fact, I tell every family I work with, my most expensive casket and my least expensive casket work exactly the same way. How they work is no different. They just look different. They're made of different materials. So the Pauper Assistance Fund, That isn't a thing here. So, like, we don't have one of those in Boyle County. A pauper, do you know what a pauper is?
I've heard the term, but I'm not sure that I could tell you what
Okay,
a
so
pauper
that's
is.
an old term that's an old term going back years, and it means someone who doesn't have any money as a pauper.
Okay.
Okay?
Right.
And we, unfortunately, in the United States, and in Kentucky and Boyle County, there is no assistance for death. We have assistance for just about everything else, but when you die, there is no assistance. And if someone is under guardianship, or even under Social Security or disability, the only person who qualifies for the $255 death benefit from Social Security is a spouse. So if you don't have a spouse, you don't get the $255 death benefit.
Okay.
Which used to always make me mad because I've been paying in since I was like 16.
Yeah.
So, to Social Security. And if I die first, my spouse will get my $255. If I don't die first, then I will get my spouse's, and no one will get my $255.
Okay.
So, no, that's when we have to work within a budget a family can afford, and that's what we sit and talk with them about. What can you afford? So I don't want to put either one of us in a bad place where they can't afford something. That's useless for both of us.
Right. So you work with the family, make sure what they want within their budget, and then amend some things to fit the budget that they have. Second question for you, Ann Yeager, and this is a story that I'm going to read, and I want to know your opinion on it, and we're going to get close by the time we're done, probably the 10 o'clock news, so I'll try to keep this as short as possible. I want to read the story, but I'm going to try to read it quickly, but I want people to hear it. So here it is. My mother passed away in Pennsylvania in November of 2024. Her remains were meant to be sent to a body science donation center. We've talked about those before, by the name of MedCure. You ever heard of MedCure?
Yeah.
Okay. I dealt with MedCure on November the 6th, the day after her mom died, and they accepted her remains and said that I would get sent the cremated remains in about 4 to 5 months. Well, 7 months go by. I have not received anything from MedCure, so I contacted the county coroner's office and asked if they knew anything. They told me that they would make some phone calls and call me back. I then called MedCure to ask, hey, what in the world's going on? They stated that they spoke to my family, quote unquote, and the company decided to deny the body, and the family they called had to recover the remains. Well, what they said was that this family member said it was the boy's problem, not mine. And this conversation happened December of 2024, so a month after her mom died. She said, I had no idea this conversation happened. The company then said her body's in a funeral home in North Carolina in storage. I said, what in the world? So I later found out, she said, through the consent forms that she was supposed to be transported from Pennsylvania, where she died, to Florida. During the trip, the people driving took a rest break, and they asked the funeral home in North Carolina if they could hold the body. Well, overnight, that's when MedCure declined the body, and they told the funeral home, well, the body is your problem now, and left the body in North Carolina. That occurred in November of 2024. She said, I did not find out about this until June of 2025, literally last month. I called the North Carolina funeral home, told him who I was, and he stated he had no idea I existed. He told me everything in the above paragraphs that I just read, and he's been talking to my county coroner's office to find me. 2 weeks later, I get a call from the county coroner saying that MedCure has taken full responsibility of cremation costs for the North Carolina funeral homes and apologizes for what's happened. I then contacted the North Carolina funeral home who has her mom's body. He told me the same thing, MedCure is covering the cremation cost, and that I had to sign some forms that he just needed the death certificate, which they said was sent. It's now been 2 weeks, and this guy from North Carolina has not sent me any paperwork. Every time I call and ask about it, he says he'll send it the next day. I'm confused and drained, and I have no idea what to do next. I tried looking for lawyers, but I can't find the resources or any groups that deal with this type of issue, and I'm not even sure what field it would be labeled as. And they say, P.S., I forgot to add the family member that they called that signed off on the authorization and transportation was her mom's ex-husband, and was labeled on paperwork as friend. So that's the long, weird story, Ann Yeager. You've got about 2 minutes to answer. What is your advice to someone who would go through something like this?
MedCure is a body broker, first of all. Stay away from them.
Okay.
So that's the first problem, is that they do, quote-unquote, science, but your person's going to be farmed out to whoever's paying for it. You're going to get the ashes back, but there's no guarantee on when, and there's no laws pertaining to this. Now, what you do need to do is go through the Federal Trade Commission, number one, except that you signed off on them going to MedCure, which is the first problem. So donation and body brokers are not under the same laws as funeral homes, unfortunately, and that's where this has fallen between the cracks. Because the moment that person was given to the body broker, then it came out of the quote-unquote funeral realm in that respect.
Okay.
There is a new bill that's being passed right now about body brokers to try to stop some of this because, yes, unfortunately, her mother was just left, and it's really not that funeral home's fault either. They were just trying to help someone else out, and now this person got dumped on them.
Yeah.
So they're probably, and if they were going through the coroner, and they had no paperwork, no nothing, just a transport form, probably with the person. So I feel for that funeral home because now they've had to backtrack and try to figure all this out, not knowing anything.
Wow.
Yeah, they just got someone dumped on them.
Yeah. Would you all do, like, if someone was traveling through, would you all hold a body for someone transporting? Yeah. Okay. So this is like standard for funeral homes.
I probably wouldn't do it for MedCure because I don't trust them.
Okay.
But yes, I have done it for other funeral homes. So especially when we've had times that airlines have gotten more difficult to work with, and you have more people having to transport by vehicle. And I have used another funeral home also. I went down to Mississippi and did a funeral for a man here in town. I drove him down. I called the local funeral home in that town. Luckily, I already knew them, and I set up to use. He stayed at their funeral home overnight, and then I picked him up again the next morning and went and did the funeral. So this is not something that's unheard of. I've also met another funeral home. I've also met a third funeral home at a funeral home in the middle between the two of us to hand off someone who we were transporting, where we went halfway, they went halfway, and we met at a friend in the middle.
Okay.
So all of these things have happened over the years for different reasons. And it's a common practice. It's not a strange thing for us to help each other out in that respect as funeral homes. However, what is strange is MedCure abandoning someone.
Right, yeah.
That is not normal. Those, unfortunately, are things that nightmares are made of. And in that respect, the advice I would give to her is to call a lawyer, call the Federal Trade Commission, and try to break down who governs MedCure because it's their fault.
Ann Yeager with Stith Funeral Home, 859-236-2113, stithcares.com. Ann Yeager, appreciate you being on. We'll talk to you again next Tuesday, okay?
Take care. You all love on your people and have a great day.
10 o'clock in the morning, AM 1230, WHIR, Danville News Talk Sports.